Green too. All right, what's going on, guys? We're gonna do something a little bit different today. We are gonna actually build a program live, and if you do, oh here, yeah. So if you actually want the program, drop your email down below, and I'll shoot you an email of it over. Appreciate everybody tuning in, and yeah. So we're gonna build a bro split. Uh, bro split, which would be like you're gonna hit everything once a week, um, versus like a push pull leg split where you hit everything twice a week. So the reason for that is because one, I mean, I pretty much originally started training with a bro split before push pull legs was very popular. That's what I got into working out with. An arm day, shoulder day, leg day, chest, back, etc. Um, and I think it's a lot of fun, especially because you're focused on one thing. You get in and you get out of the gym, and I felt like it worked pretty well for me back then. Jimmy, what's your thoughts, man? Bro split.
That's the same thing that I started on. I think really almost everybody like
Hmm.
starts out with a bro split for whatever reason.
Yeah,
It's very rare, like unless you maybe start with a trainer or something, that you're going to do anything other than that, like your first couple years.
yeah. Honestly, the first like when I first started going to the gym, I was like doing everything.
Were you really?
Yeah, were you doing full body ever? Like thinking I just need to work out and lift shit.
I guess when I was just kind of fooling around, I was probably doing full body. But once
Yeah,
I actually like started like I really want to do this, I immediately started doing like one body part per workout.
yeah. Did anybody like guide you in that direction, or
Now,
did you like YouTube it? I mean, did
yeah,
you
I was bodybuilding.com. I don't know
yeah,
if you remember.
reading up on there?
Yeah, I was on the forums reading the articles.
Yeah,
Like I lived on there like all day.
yeah, man, yeah. For me, like I was doing like full body things, um, like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and then like my buddy put me on to like Rich Piana and like
Yeah,
Mark Lobliner. You know who Chris Jones is?
yeah, physiques of greatness.
Yeah. I actually just followed him like a few months ago. Like I just kind of forgot about him, and then followed
Now he's Pump Chasers now, right? Isn't that the name of the channel? I think.
Pump Chasers. Yeah, that's like kind of his thing.
Yeah,
Um, who else? Oh, Jerry Ward.
Matt Ogus. I used to watch
Which guy?
Matt Ogus.
Yeah, I didn't watch him too much, but maybe. Oh yeah, and then Steve Cook. Those were like the original YouTubers,
Yeah,
like the original like kind of influencers, I guess, on
I
YouTube.
used to watch the Hodge twins too when they were just
Oh,
doing bodybuilding stuff.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, and the Hodgkins too. I've seen their stand-up show twice, actually.
Have you really? How is it?
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty good. They're like all conservative now and everything, so it is like
Yeah,
sort of political and stuff, but it's funny. Like, it's definitely a good show. When I first saw them, they were like kind of first getting into it, so
into
they're
the
funny
political
though,
stuff.
bro. What's that?
They were first getting into the political stuff.
Yeah, like I saw them in like 2000, like 18,
Okay.
17. Yeah, and then I saw them just last year actually again. And yeah, bro, they're funny as fuck.
That's funny.
Uh,
I love him.
oh yeah, and then I followed like Christian Guzman.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Yeah, no, he's actually like on his way to turn pro. I think he's doing North Americans. Is that the next national show?
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Yeah, he's like a few weeks out, I think, from that.
Okay, shit.
Yeah, so yeah, he's on his way like turning pro. But yeah, I mean, him in the beginning, it was like his like workout videos and stuff.
Yeah, he built Alpha Lead, right? Was that him?
Dude, yeah, that
He's
whole
got to be
brand.
killing it financially.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And he was with like Gymshark and stuff in the beginning.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's where I learned how to like kind of break up the training. He's like, no, dude, you got to break things up. Like, you got to, train each body part on different days so it can recover. And, um, he told me like you need to bulk and like actually put on weight. And I was like, no, like my metabolism's just gonna slow down as I get older. I'll magically put on muscle. Like,
Yeah.
didn't work. I don't know how long I thought that was gonna actually work for. Maybe like 8 weeks or like 3 months, and then I was like, all right, time to start pushing the food.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, that's what I started out with. And how long were you training in the beginning when you were doing a bro split?
Way too long.
Yeah,
Probably like
way
two and
too
a half,
long.
3 hour workouts.
Like 3.5, 2.5, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Same here, man. But it's fun to get in the gym and like train like that. Um, but I've I noticed that like I get a lot more out of like higher quality sets versus the now the volume or like spending a shit ton. I was just chasing the pump,
Were you? Okay.
'cause, yeah, it's fun. Like back then, like chasing the pump, like having no like real order to your act. Like I guess you have some order. Like, okay, I'm gonna do bench. I'm gonna do incline flat press, and then I'm gonna do some flies, and then I'm gonna do dips. I'm gonna do tricep push downs, and then I'm gonna do. I don't know. I was doing like 5 sets or 4 sets of everything. I remember thinking like, this year I got to step it up, dude. I got to start doing 5 sets.
Yeah.
Everything. That's the difference.
Do you think the way you start out has any impact on like your tolerance for volume, like long term?
Maybe. I
I've
mean,
thought about that before. Like I've wondered if since I started out on so much volume, if I like kind of
got
like
your
built up.
muscular endurance up, like your
Yeah.
conditioning level. Yeah, because I mean, one of my first programs that I was put on, I was like 15, 12, 10, 8. That was one of them, which is still like decent, like,
Yeah.
you know, um, pyramiding up. Another one though that I was doing was like 20, 25, 30 rep things. Like
Oh, that's a
I
lot.
wish I wish I could find that program, but I don't know what it was, but that was what I started with.
Yeah.
And maybe that did help me to um get connected to some muscle, just
Yeah.
start turning things on with the volume, just repetition and lighter weights, trying to feel things more.
Yeah. Because I feel
So
like if you have like a brand new person just doing something like 4 or 6,
mhm.
how much like mind muscle connection are they really going to have? You
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, before we even get into building the program, like we're gonna kind of bounce thoughts off of each other. So um one thing I want to ask you, bro, is do you ever do anything for like 30 reps or like 45 reps or 50 reps or anything like that, or 100 rep or 50 rep drop set or
I used to do stuff like that occasionally.
do you? Yeah.
Right now, it would be something either for like side laterals. I might do like some really high rep stuff, like 30, 40 reps,
Mm-hmm.
or
Like in one
abs.
set, not like well, maybe
Yeah,
with a drop set or maybe with light dumbbells, maybe, right?
yeah. Like I'll do. Let's say maybe I'm doing like 40-pound lateral raises.
Mm-hmm.
I might drop down to like 15 after that and try to do like 40 or 50.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
same thing with calves.
Yeah. I mean, I'll do 20 rep sets with calves, maybe 30. I don't know. But like I sent you that video the other day, that lift run bang thing about like instead of doing like your hack squats, your bench press, your heavy like multi-joint movements to where they're very taxing the central nervous system, like doing those for like multiple sets or like very high reps or volume. Like if you're gonna add volume anywhere, it should be to maybe smaller like single joint
Yeah.
exercises or like biceps, like shoulders, calves, leg extensions. Um
Which really makes a ton of sense if you really consider it.
yeah. One thing I actually started doing, which I actually like love it, is I think it's a good way to finish an exercise, like finish out a day. It is doing like I've been doing either like face like on one of my back days right now, it's face pulls for 45 reps.
Okay.
So it's like 15, 15, 15. But like I'm pretty much hitting the same weight. I could probably turn that into a drop set and progress it that way if I needed to progress it. But like I'm just trying to get as far back as I can and think
Yeah.
about like, hitting a pose versus like just barely being able to move it. Like I know there's muscle built in here, and I know like okay, like whatever reps are close to failure, like that muscle's gonna grow. Like or the reps before failure, and the ones that when you hit failure is the ones you grow off of. Like I've kind of accepted that as being like, you know, like I see progress when I train like that,
Mhm.
So
I just started doing face pulls again recently. Now,
yeah,
when you do them, do you grab over on the rope or under when you do them?
over, and then sometimes I don't use a rope because I feel like it pulls me in too much. So
Mhm.
I'll use something a little wider and just really
Oh,
get.
okay.
Yeah.
Like a straight bar?
No, not a straight bar. Um like two long D handles. Like
Oh, okay. I
I'll
got
do
you.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'll go and I'll stay overhand like that.
that's a good idea.
Yeah. And then just today I just trained back, and I did my whole back workout, and then like like in my program I put a set of 12 to 15 lat pull downs at the end, like just an upper back exercise, because I had like this is mostly like a lat focused day
Hmm.
for more thickness, like I had, well, at first I started out with bent over rows, which is more of like an upper back, but I feel like there's lats involved in that too.
Yeah.
And I was doing, I tape like kind of pyramided up the weight with those for sets of 8. I took my last set to failure, 3 sets. And then I did single arm chest supported rows for lats. And then I did single arm pull downs for lats.
Hmm.
And like I was like holding the stretch for like 2 seconds at the top, then pulling back down, holding the squeeze. Dude, those are fucking hard.
With a
Just
cable?
yeah. Or like I wanted to use the hammer strength machine, the one that like comes out and up like this, and then you pull it in
Yeah.
with an underhand. I like that one. I really like that one for it, but I can get the same feeling on a cable too. But
Okay.
you're more straight up and down on the cable. So I'll kind of like sit in there and like sort of like lean back a little bit
Hmm.
and just like position my body that way. Um and then after that uh I did some I turned it into pretty much I did a superset. So I did um drag curls with a cable.
Okay.
And then I took a minute of rest, and then I went into a close grip assisted pull up, which felt fire. It felt great on my biceps, dude. It
Yeah.
felt amazing. And if I got a little bit of back out of it, cool. Back was pretty much cooked by that point. And then like I went and stretched out. Well, I did that 12 to 15. Then I went and did that 12 to 15 on the lat pull down. But like I was only pulling it down to like here, right?
Okay.
Maybe here, like eye level or like my nose. Like that's as far as I can pull that, heavier kind of weight for 12 to 15. I went and stretched, and I was like, I thought about that video to where like, okay, and I've thought about how I've been doing like 45 reps for, you know, pretty lightweight for the rear delts, and how much like of a pump I get in my upper back doing that. So then I went back over, I stretched out a little bit, then went back over to the lat pull down. I lightened the weight to like 70 pounds, pretty much what I was doing the single arm pull downs with.
Hmm.
And then I just like pulled it in as far as I could, just like I was hitting a pose, or like setting up a pose. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pose like this in my back. I'm gonna try to bring my arms all the way back, versus like just like, well, here's as far as I can get to. Like this
Yeah.
looks like shit. If you were to pose on stage like this, like you
Yeah.
can't see anything in your back, but you're pulling it all the way back and in. Like so, I think some of that is like necessary. Not to say that like you need the volume to like. I mean, it could like. I don't necessarily understand like sarcoplasmic and the other
Myofibril.
myofibril. Yeah, I don't totally understand that. You know.
Yeah. My understanding is that myofibril, it's tough to, myofibril, I know they say occurs like heavier weight, and it's more of a result of, I guess, almost progressive overload on the muscle.
Uh huh.
Where sarcoplasmic growth is like more from the pump and like getting nutrients and blood kind of flushed into the muscle. But
Uh huh.
and then I guess that occurs more in higher reps, but I don't really have that great of an understanding to know, how much of that is true and like what you should really go towards.
Yeah. I mean, part of me is like, I think how we should probably build this split is still have some volume in there. That way
Mhm.
we can be sure that like we're hitting everything, because I'm not trying to do like a power building program or a
No.
powerlifting program where everything's just straight sets of 8 to 10, like you're 10
Yeah.
to 12, 8 to 12. Like um I like intensity techniques and stuff like that, but like some of those are like debated, like oh, like time under tension, like doesn't matter, only the reps close to failure matters. Like I feel like people go to like these extreme ends of like,
Yeah.
like this is the way. Like I know you're trying to sell something,
I
but
was
like
just going to say that.
yeah, yeah,
It's easy
so
to market yourself if you have an extreme point of view.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. If you're more outspoken, yeah, definitely. You're like, no, this might work for you. You know who I really like though, who was like so humble, like and like had crazy training programs. Well, I've never done one of his training programs, but like
John Meadows.
Yeah, John Meadows, just the way he like. I mean, like I just watched one of his videos the other day. He had his kid like do a yo-yo trick at the beginning of the
Oh
video,
yeah.
talk about like carbs, like for the video. Like, dude, that's like honestly, like the fucking ultimate human being, man.
I actually bought one of his programs. I still have it. I think it was Odin Force. It was actually really good.
Yeah,
Really well laid out
names of
too.
his programs are fucking crazy.
Yeah,
But he
there's like
explains stuff in it. Like he like I've seen it, like how he writes out the program about what you want to feel like,
mhm.
between the set, or what you should be looking for in the set, which like that stuff's important. Like the thing is, I've been even giving away like some workouts on my Instagram. If anybody follows me on Instagram, you could scroll through my page and probably find some workouts. But like you can do that workout, but it's not gonna. And like the reason why I'm gonna give away this plan is because like you can you can look at a plan, but getting everything out of a plan is different between just following a workout program and
Oh yeah.
maxing out a workout program.
That was one of the cool things he put in his program. Like, let's say he would have like 3 sets of 8 for an exercise.
Hmm.
He would list like, okay, your first set, stop at about like 5 reps short of failure. Your
Hmm.
second set, stop at 3 reps. Okay, now your third set, you're going to go to failure, and then you're going to do a drop to 50%. Like he would actually lay out like,
Yeah,
what you should be feeling for each set.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, like some of that stuff is like more advanced and stuff like that. So like we won't give out. I'm not gonna write out all that type of stuff today
Oh,
in the
sure.
program, but like those are ways of progressing the plan. So if you continue to watch the podcast and stuff like that, and what we put out and what we talk about on here, like you can take that plan and probably ride it out for a very long time. But like, yeah, like I mean, what like I think his message was like everything works. It's really like what you kind of put into it, and like how what you want to pull out of it. You
Yeah.
can go through the motions on something, and it's like, you know, the other day, like I leg pressed, and I posted it on my Instagram too. So the prescribed reps were 12. It was 2 sets of 12. I did 7 plates on the leg press, and I get to my second. I got 12 in the first set, but I didn't really know like, okay, how many more did I really have in me? I know it wasn't failure, right? So
Hmm.
I wanted to see, okay, on the second set, let me just see what I can do here. And in my mind, I started the set like, let me get 12, and then I got 12, and I'm like, you got some more. Like, there's more in here.
Hmm.
And then what I did for my last 3 reps, if you like check out that video, is like I like consciously said like how can I make this shit just a little. I want to get to failure fucking faster. I don't want to do 20 reps to be at failure.
Yeah.
So I was like, I just connected a little bit more to my legs and just really tried to slow it down. Even just like, I don't know how much I actually slowed it down. Maybe like 0.25% or 0.1% more. But dude, they were fucking cooking after those last 3 reps. So that really felt like failure at that point.
Yeah.
You know, is there anything this past week in your training that you like, took it up a notch on? Do you
Yeah.
feel
Well,
like?
it was a podcast. I think it was the one with Milos and Chris Tuttle.
Yeah.
Milos was talking about reaching failure, like you said, as soon as possible. Like you want to try to bring on failure like as fast as you can. So I was doing like some bicep curls. It was a cable curl, and I was doing like sets of 15, and they were like pretty close to failure. But the last set, I was trying to see like how quickly I could actually reach failure. So I was doing like 5 count negatives with like a pause at the bottom, pause at the top. I ended up failing around like 9 reps, like with
Yeah.
the same rate that I was doing 15 reps with.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's kind of amazing like how you approach an exercise, like with tempo and like the pace you're doing, how quickly you can actually reach failure with a weight that might be pretty light if you're just doing like regular, 1 count reps.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, for me, like, I see the number 15. I'm like, let me get there, bro. I need to get to 15. You start kind of chasing that number in or you see 20, like,
Yeah.
I need to get 20. But, like, you know, I feel like like, uh, kind of like gap, I guess, for where is failure at becomes wider and wider versus if you're using a lighter, I mean, less of a rep range. So
Mhm.
you're like, well, I only have to do 8 reps or I only have to do 10 reps. Like,
Yeah.
it's easier to conceptualize, like, okay, where's failure at, because
Especially if you're doing something like a leg press. Like if you know you have to do 20 reps to failure, that can kind of mind fuck you before you get on there.
yeah, honestly, like that's the thing, what I will put in the program, I think, I'm going to pull it up right now. So let me share a screen. And I'm just going to type it up in my notes here. Let's see. And then let me share the screen here. Present. Share screen. Oh shit. Yeah, this is okay. Let's see. Let me see how I can share the screen here at the same time as the video is going. So Chrome has lost permission to capture your screen. To fix it, go to System Preferences and lock the screen by selecting the lock at the bottom left corner.
Oh god, I hate that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Now it's asking me to leave the site, though. I'm not going to do that. So let me see. I know there's another way. Share screen. Window. Chrome tab. Well, here's what I'll do. I'll type it up in Docs. All right, here we go.
Oh yeah, that's good, dude.
Yeah, that's cool, right? All right, so like bro split, like super simple. It's like, I'll make this look somewhat fancy, I guess. That way, there'll be a final version that I'll send out to whoever wants it. But the first note I want to make in here, and these are like some guidelines to follow, is how I try to progress things, which is number one. First things first, you can improve form, technique, execution, time under tension. What would you say number two is, dude?
I would say tempo, number 2.
Yeah. So improve form, technique, execution, or time under tension. So like, I would consider that to be all kind of under the same tree.
Okay.
So I think the next thing would be like increasing the amount of reps.
Yeah.
So if it's like 10 to 12 or 8 to 12 or whatever it is, or 15, like, can you get 16, 17? Can you get
Hmm.
12, 13, 14? So, um, all right, push past prescribed rep amount. And then the third way,
Wait.
like, yeah, so then there'll just be weight. Then it's time to increase weight. Um, what about if you plateau? Like,
With an exercise,
yeah, how about what if you plateau? Like
I
an
usually
exercise or a machine?
I usually try if I let's say I stall in 1 week, I'll try it for a second week,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll either change the rep ranges or I'll switch in a similar exercise.
Okay.
So let's say the prescribed reps are, let's say, 10 to 12.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably try 12 to 15, or I
So
would try
increase
like,
the rep range with a lighter weight?
yeah, to try and like push past the plateau.
Okay, wait. So the first thing is try it again next week?
I usually like to try it again like next week because I could say, oh, maybe I just had a bad week. I didn't get the best sleep or
Yeah, it could
whatever
be something
reason.
like that. And then the other thing, guys, to consider too is if you're not making progress, like it could be the exercise. It could be. But it could be, yeah, you didn't sleep that good that week. You didn't get enough water and you missed a meal or two. You had a late night. Maybe something's stressing you out at this point, or maybe like uh, you got distracted in the middle of your workout, or
Yeah.
who knows? It's just maybe your focus just isn't 100% there. So
Like if you stole on every exercise one day, it's not
Mhm.
the exercise, you know?
Yeah. And oh fuck, what was I gonna say? Yeah, like a plateau, like is a real plateau when everything is like in the right spot, like, and just you just can't for some reason, like just an off week.
Hmm.
So yeah, try it again the following week. So that's the first thing to do, you know. Um, and then the next thing would be what, man? What other move do you make? Say, okay, so you come in next week, you're like, fuck, man, I only got 12. Like I didn't get any progress made here.
I would try to either, if I really, really like the exercise, like if it was something I really connect well, I would try to change the rep range. But if
Mm-hmm.
not, I would pick like a similar exercise. Like let's say we were doing incline bench, like with a barbell.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I would go to like an incline Smith machine bench. So I
Yeah,
would swap it out to something very similar.
yeah, I like that. Um, and then that's also like change the rep range, like try it again the following week. But that's still also like one, you kept the same variables. So you kept the food, you kept the sleep, you kept all the recovery aspects there. You kept the hydration there. You also keep the form, the tempo, the execution there. Not that you're trying to just push out another rep, like you know,
Hmm.
without uh, without that form being there. However, like the other part of that coin is like don't be afraid to like push a little hard, even if the form kind of breaks down a little bit. Your failure reps, yeah, like those reps pushing into failure aren't going to look as good as your first rep, but you want a majority of your reps. I would say 90 to 95% of your reps to look the exact same from start to finish.
Yeah, I
You know,
agree.
that last one or two, yeah, it looks a little sloppy, like it's fine, but if it's like you're doing something like crazy or something that's out of left field to get that weight to move, that's just like kind of asking for an injury.
Yeah.
So
If
careful.
you're like benching and then all of a sudden, like on the last rep or two, you're like throwing your hip in the air to try and get the
Yeah,
bar up, that's probably
that's
not a good idea.
that's not the way to progress. Like, you want to progress a fucking disc slipping. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, so those are just like the um two fuck. That's like really the two things to keep in mind with the program because this evolves every single week. And you're trying to make progress every single week, in some way. So whether it is improving the form, the tempo, the execution, technique, or whatever, you're getting more reps, you're increasing the weight. If something's happening there, you're making progress.
And
If
it's
you're,
kind of simple as these are.
yeah,
Like, if someone didn't know this could be the difference between someone sticking with a program for 2 months versus 8 months if they
hmm
don't know how to progress it or how to change things.
yeah, yeah, man. I mean, what's the longest you followed a program for? With the same program?
Um, Close to a year, I would say, without much change. Now, there might have been like an exercise switched out or a rep
Mhm.
range change or two, but like the base stayed the same for the most part.
Yeah, I've done that too. To where like I think my prep in 2021, like pretty much like I would say like half the year. It's just like 6 months out of the year. Like we'd stuck to the same plan. I think it's just because I didn't ask my coach for a new plan. I was just happy with the plan,
Yeah.
and I liked it, and I guess that's what we just were doing at that point. My we got on one plan, we just kind of rode that one out for a while, and
Especially if you're progressing and you like the workout, like there's no
yeah,
real need to change it.
yeah. I think the only thing we did change is like we went to like 6 days on, like not
Okay.
six in a row. We went like 3 on, 1 off, 3 on, 1 off.
Yeah.
So I'd have a rest day like once a week, pretty much, and that was about it. But or maybe there might have been a time where I was training 5 or 6 days in a row and then a rest day. I can't remember, but made progress with it. Won my class at that show. So
That's awesome.
hmm so yeah, those are the two like initial things to make this program work for you and last quite a while. So we have progress and if you plateau. Now how do we want to break this up? So it's a bro split. So it's gonna be everything gets hit once in every 7 days. Um, I kind of had an idea about how I wanted to lay it out.
Okay.
Um,
I generally kind of start with how I'm going to handle back and how I'm going to handle legs and then kind of build it around that.
yeah, I like
Do
to
you
keep.
want to do legs all in one workout or do you want to split it up?
Well, I what I was thinking was doing like a quad focus. There will be some hamstrings on the quad day too, but then on the back day have RDLs
Okay.
and then some hamstring curls too.
Okay. I like that.
Okay, so I was thinking like to start the week off with chest day. Now, are we gonna hit chested tries?
Ooh, let's see.
I think we should probably have. Well, okay, let's map everything out first. So chest, leg, so leg day, which is gonna be a quad dominant, but there will be some definite hamstring work in there. Um, and then I say we rest.
Yeah.
So 2 days on, and then let's go now 3 days on rest day. So then we can come back in for um I would say we have shoulders, back, and arms left.
I
So
usually like to train, let's see.
I think we need to make either the shoulder and arm day. I think we go arms, but no,
First.
because then it's like you want to hit back after. I would rather have my biceps sore a little bit from doing a back day going into arms versus like my biceps sore. I'd rather have my biceps sore going into an arm day from a back day versus my biceps being sore going into a back day.
Yeah. Now, how would you rather train shoulders before back or after back?
Um, I would rather do them before back because we just did legs, we rested. So
Yeah, I
then
would say shoulders, back, and then arms for the third day.
yeah, finish out the week with arms. Can't
Yeah.
beat it. Now let's do back plus RDL slash ham.
Hmm.
Okay, so now let's sprinkle in like, is there anything else we're gonna hit in here in chest day? Are we gonna do tries? We don't hit them until here, but then we have a rest day after this.
Yeah.
So is that enough? Maybe just a little bit of tries, or do we not hit tries at all?
Yeah, I would put something there because just chest. I mean, we're gonna probably you can finish that pretty quickly with just chest.
Yeah.
I would even maybe consider doing calves with chest day. That way you don't have to clog
Mhm.
up your leg day with them.
That's a good point too. But then you're going into leg day. So does it
Yeah,
matter that your calves are sore going into the hack squat the next day? Like I feel like if my calves are sore, like it might make my ankles a little bit stiffer and
that's a good
sore.
point.
So maybe shoulder. I mean, let's leave tries there for now, uh,
Hmm.
and then we'll get into like the specific exercises. What we'll get into.
Okay.
What do we want to add to legs? It might not need anything. It's pretty taxing. It's a big day on
Yeah.
the you
I
know.
mean, calves would be the only if you want. A lot of people
Yeah,
don't train calves at all. So
yeah. Let's leave calves. Let's just skip calf day. Not just kidding.
yeah.
We'll add them to one of these days. Maybe arms and calves. That's an easy way to finish out arms.
Hmm.
And then you got a good, you know, 1, 2, and then you're back for your third day, which would be legs. I think your calves are good by then.
Now,
Um,
would you say add traps to shoulders or no? Since we're training back the next day.
um, well, I could see I could see it being fine to throw in like rear delts and some traps. Um,
Or would we throw in biceps there?
no, I wouldn't throw in biceps and shoulders. I would maybe throw in abs.
Okay. Yeah. That's so
Uh,
funny. I didn't even consider abs.
yeah, let's throw. I mean, let's put abs, and that might be tentative. That might change. Now the back's a kind of a dedicated day on its own. So maybe we even throw in some biceps on chest day.
Yeah. Like chest and just a little bit of arm overall, like maybe like a superset or something for arms.
Yeah, like at the end, like maybe something to just like pump them out a bit, or
Yeah.
it could be just like like 2 sets of a heavy exercise for each, and then like 2 sets of I mean, what the next thing I like to do is actually break up how many sets are in each day.
Hmm.
Um, arms are just gonna be it could be just arms, it could be now calves.
Yeah.
So okay, so we got chest and arms, legs, rest, shoulders and abs, back, hams, arms, calves. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so then let's talk how many sets. So, um, so how many sets for let's just say chest alone, right? Maybe we do 2 or 3 sets or 4 sets for tries and buys each. Now, how many sets, for
My,
chest?
my first thought would be around 12.
12 total sets.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more.
What's the
But if I
what's
was,
the least amount you've done? I mean, because you're only hitting it once a week. That's the other thing to
that's the
consider.
thing I'm taking into account. Yeah.
I'm thinking 12 might be the number.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because if I'm doing it twice a week, I'm probably doing like 7 to 9 ish.
Yeah.
So you definitely want to do more for once a week. I'd say 12 is probably a good number.
Yeah. Let me just look at my current program and just see how many I'm hitting for it now. Because my leg day right now is 10. But that's legs. Like it's pretty taxing. Chest is not, I don't think it has
Yeah.
taxing as legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let me look at my other chest day, how many this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 10, and then it's like three. Well, it's 11, and then it's like three so it's like 6, 15, 16 total
Okay.
sets. Yeah, so I can see 12 because that's for the week. Let's write 12 for chest right now. And if we need to add more, we can add more. Or if we
Hmm.
want to take away, we can. Tries, let's do 4.
Yeah. I would say 4 for each. 4 for triceps, 4 for biceps.
Okay. All right, legs. I think we're gonna have to kind of hit. This is gonna be a heavy day, bro. Like, but you have a rest day coming up after this, so like,
Yeah,
you know, I'm thinking kind of like 16.
yeah, because we're going to do a little bit of hamstrings, right?
Yeah, we have to have some hammies in there.
Yeah, because I would say just for quads, we'd probably do 12-ish. So for adding in hamstring, 16 might be a good number.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's leave that at 16 for now. I mean, I think that's gonna be. I think that'll be manageable.
Yeah.
The other thing to consider, guys, is like we're hitting this once a week, so we're hitting it hard, but we have to let it recover, but not just the muscle recover, but we have to consider like the central nervous system to be able to recover. um I've trained 5 days straight in a row. I've trained 6 days straight in a row, and by the end of the week I was hitting a wall, like with some of my training. So when I went from training 5 6 days in a row to training like 2 days on, 1 day off, or 3 days on, 1 day off, it was a big game changer for me. What about you, Jimmy?
Yeah, for me, like I've done that too, where I've tried to like thought that more was better, and I
Mm-hmm.
just end up being completely burned out. Like if you're training 5 6 days in a row, that last workout of the week, I mean, you're just kind of going through the paces at that point.
Yeah, yeah, man, I agree. Where I learned that my body needed to rest and did better with rest was during COVID, because like I had came back to the gym and I was like, I was pretty well rested. I think I took like the last like, oh, gyms are opening Monday or Friday or whatever, like, or Thursday, whatever day it was. I'm gonna take the next 2 or 3 days before we go back. Like, I just want to lift some real weights at this point. I don't want to lift
Mhm.
fucking 15-pound dumbbells anymore. So I rested, and then I got a sick pump like coming back to the gym. I felt fresh. I felt great, you know. And then I sort of learned, like, I think if I have a little bit more rest days in between that, I'll actually do better. So that's how I learned. Did you learn it the hard way, or did you just see it in your plan one time and
I was like constantly getting injured,
Mm.
or constantly getting like little, not injuries, but like little nagging things. Like your elbows would start to hurt more, your
Yeah.
knees would start to hurt more,
Hmm.
and then just you weren't progressing.
Yeah,
Like,
you hit plateaus easier.
yeah. And like if you just start an exercise and then 2 weeks later you've already hit a wall, like something's wrong at that point.
Yeah. You know, thinking back, Justin's critical mass plan,
Hmm.
it's a shit ton.
Oh
But
yeah,
you're supposed to do it like 2 days on, 1 day, or 1 or 2 days off. Like,
yeah.
and I tried to run it 6 days in a row right out of the gate.
That's a lot.
Out of prep. Like, that shit's fucking hard, dude. I think you can slap on a shit ton of meat like that as long as you're like able to recover. That's
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, if you can't recover, you can't grow. So like, you know, um, it's fun to work out. It's fun to train. You know, I've been at a point, where like I like training even more than I like making gains. But like ultimately, I want to make gains. Big
yeah.
picture, I want to make gains. I want to make progress, and you know, um, and for a lot of people, training is like a mental thing. Like it's, dude, it resets me mentally. Like,
Yeah.
what about you? Do you
Oh,
like get a mental
100%.
refresh training? Yeah.
I actually kind of feel, I don't know if depressed is the right word, but when I have a rest day, I don't feel the same,
Me
even knowing
too.
that I'm not going to the gym that day.
I love the endorphins I get from a workout, dude. It's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, like I love like the routine of like working out, taking a pre-workout, like eating your meals. You eat, the meals go down easier because you've trained, your muscles are hungry. It's like taking those rest days, it's a discipline that's kind of hard to do, but
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Like you were talking about, you'd rather have the gains than the training, but sometimes you tend to fall in love with the training over even what
Mhm.
the gains are coming,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's a
That's
real
what I
thing
did in the
that some people
beginning.
say.
That's what I did in the beginning, and like that's the thing. Like, to do this for a long time, like, yeah, you have to love to train, because like I'll be 80 years old and probably not making progress one day.
Yeah. You never know.
Maybe I will be making some. I think I'll always try to progress though.
Yes.
Something. I like everybody likes a challenge.
I don't think I could work out if the goal was to maintain. I don't know. I feel like I would have more reasons to skip. I would have more reasons to like slack. Like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm just maintaining. What does it matter if I go today? Or I think you should
yeah,
always try to progress in some aspect.
yeah, man. Yep. Um, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. No, there's like an instant gratification you get from training. Like it's instant, man. Like as soon as you do like a first few sets, like I feel fucking great.
Yeah,
Whether it's leg day, what no matter like before a leg day, I'm like, fuck, like I kind of want to procrastinate this leg day, or like I know like I'm gonna get under this fucking squat and it's gonna hurt. My brain tells me this, like, you
yeah,
know, and then I get under it, I'm like, I do a set or two, I'm like, this feels fucking great. And then I'm laying down on the floor for like 4 or 5 minutes between a set. Gotta do it again. But I love the feeling of fucking completing something. Like, when you complete something like a workout, you get through the whole plan, sweat, dude, it changes my like whole entire day.
yeah. I
You
even
know?
experienced that at like certain points in the workout, like leg day. Like once I get through the leg presses and the squats, and then I'm on to just like leg extensions and adductors,
Yeah,
like
you're
I
hanging
get a
out.
high just getting past those hard exercises. Like
Yeah,
fuck, we got
it's
it
like
done. Now it's just easy stuff.
yeah. So you train at night though, mostly, right?
Yeah,
Just because of your job and everything.
yeah. Even I'm kind of so used to the schedule from my job. Like I'll even do that way on the weekends.
Oh yeah, well that's a good way to stay like consistent and in order and everything.
Yeah,
And like how many meals do you eat before you train? Four,
I'll do three usually,
three? Yeah.
three or sometimes four, but usually three.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like having two meals before I train, two or three, and I usually train like middle of the day.
Yeah,
I do like nighttime training though, because then I feel like I get all my creative ideas at night, and it's like I don't have anything else going on. It's like I'll get energy from my training session, and then it's
hmm
like, well, I have six more clients today, like which is cool, like, but like I like to like have trained, you know, uh, and then get to like do more of my shit.
yeah.
It's nice.
Where training is kind of like the peak of your day.
Yeah. So like and I like to finish a few other things out. Uh, it really is almost, I mean, the peak of my day. Like, I mean, of course, I love training my clients and stuff like that, but like they're getting the benefit out of it because they're training. Like
Yeah,
ultimately, like that's probably the peak of their day too. They're,
for
you know,
sure.
yeah. So, um, comment below. What time do you train at? How many meals do you train? How many meals do you have in you before you train? Are you a morning person that likes to train first thing in the morning? I know some people. I mean, there's people in the gym at 5, 6 a.m. every day. Like, based off, maybe it's their preference, or maybe it's because
Yeah,
I know some people have work and they like to get it in, early, and gives them energy for the day, which is really good. Like I get energized after I train, even if I don't really take a pre workout.
yeah.
Having that, I've like moved some blood around and like got some endorphins going. I'm super energized after I train.
I just feel like I don't know if it's a hydration thing or a food thing, but like first thing after one meal, I just feel like I would be just
Yeah,
not in a good place to train at that point.
yeah, yeah, yeah. One meal's. I don't think one meal's enough. I like to like get at least two in, and have like a hydration, man.
And
Do you
now
do
it's
you ever?
kind of like a fad, like not in bodybuilding anyway, but like you have people training fasted. You
No,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. That's no way to make gains.
No,
I mean, the only thing I could see is like if you have something, like if you have a big carb meal before bed. Yeah, I mean you're losing.
maybe.
I wouldn't do it in a prep.
No,
I want to have a meal before I train in a prep, because that, like, I don't know if it's placebo or what, but like you're putting sugar in your blood, so you have energy to burn up. So
hmm
right then and there. Not that like, oh, you're gonna get fat if you don't have, if you train, like if you just eat meals, like your body's gonna use the fuel, I but your body has something to pull from, like, and you're already in a calorie deficit. So if you're in a prep, like your body doesn't have any more carbs to pull from. It's going to pull them out of muscles already, but
Yeah.
training is like it uses carbs. It doesn't really use fat to fuel workouts. So now the rest days though, like, yeah, dude, sometimes they can get like fucking like you just feel stagnant. Like I feel like I'm meant to move and train and do something.
Yeah. Like
I mean,
Wednesday is one of my rest days. I mean, Wednesday and Sunday. And when I wake up Wednesday and knowing I'm not going to train, you just kind of like, I'm going to work all day, and then I don't have anything to look forward to. That's just,
yeah,
it's kind of weird.
dude, I'm finally out of the place like of prep now that like I can sit down and watch a TV show. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like I got I don't know if I told you I got a Fire Stick.
Yeah.
It's jailbroken, so I could watch anything I want. So like it's nice to be able to like relax and watch a TV show. So, but like still, dude, I don't feel like 100% myself on my rest day compared to like after I've
Yeah.
trained. Like I feel like my absolute best self after I've trained.
Oh, I agree.
You know, like I feel like everybody would. Like it's like I mean we take bodybuilding to the extreme, but because training alone, even if you're not making progress, like you're gonna feel good. Like if I was 80 years old, just getting to the gym and working out would feel good,
Oh, yeah.
you know. So it'll be something I do for the rest of my life. But like, I also like making progress, But like your average person, like it kind of sucks that like the average person doesn't know that like yeah, if you work out, it's gonna be hard for like 10 minutes, and then like you're gonna be maybe that first week, or 10 minutes of the workout, then you're gonna a switch is gonna flip. You're gonna get endorphins. You're gonna feel great, like,
Hmm.
and you get really just in love with that feeling and how you feel, and stack those days together, and you're gonna be in pretty good shape and just in better health overall. So
Yeah.
it's like, but it's not instant gratification. It isn't instant gratification because it's not like you could just eat a bag of chips and you're instant. Like you have to do some work. Like,
Yeah.
but by that like fourth set or third set, you're like you're going.
Yeah. 100%.
Hmm. So yeah, that's pretty much. But the rest, like, it's not. There's not an instant gratification with that, but you want to make progress. You want to actually make gains. Those rest days are key. Eating, sleeping. Do you try to take more naps on your rest day or anything like that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I've taken two naps today so far.
Yeah. So Sunday's your rest day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So yeah, that's what I try to do, man. I just eat and sleep. Like I think like maybe a good thing to have on a rest day would be, I don't know, something maybe you can look forward to, like, if you have hobbies outside of working out, like if you have like you want to go swimming that
That's
day,
a good idea.
like, yeah, I mean, if you want to make it a beach day or like go to the pool or like, um I mean, you can do other stuff, like I would say, like, if you wanted to do like yoga or stretching or something like that, like I wouldn't say that's going to hinder your recovery. I think it would probably only help it a little bit,
Yeah. I agree.
or like, now I don't know if well, I guess you can go play like a game of basketball, but like I've heard so many people like tearing their ACL playing fucking basketball. Like I'm
Yeah.
worried about like tearing a meniscus or something, like doing hack squats, but like I don't think that's not, I never hear about people tearing. I rarely hear about people tearing knees or like things like that in the gym. I usually hear like, oh well, I was playing fucking pickleball. I
Yeah.
was playing
Yeah. Right.
baseball and I went for catch a pass and I fucking blew out my knee. Like holy shit! Like, you know, you were just
Yeah.
squatting this much weight last week. Like how did that happen?
I would say it's dependent on how serious you actually want to take bodybuilding. Like, if this
Mhm.
is just something you want to kind of do, like mess around with, then you could, play your basketball on your rest day, or if you
Mhm.
want to play like a pickup game of football or something. But if you really want to like see what you can do here and maximize that, I would say, stick to
Yeah, more
like
leisure
go for a
activities.
walk, or if you want to go for like a hike, or maybe a swim or something like that. I would stick to those kind of things.
Yeah, or learn how to play guitar or piano or
Yeah.
video games or watch TV show. I mean, I pretty much watch the show I'm watching every single day. I'm watching Lost right now.
Okay,
And
I've never seen that. I've heard about it, obviously.
yeah, I like it, man. I mean, it took an episode or two to get into, but it's good. I actually like it a lot. And they're like an hour long, so it's like I'll watch like one or two a day usually.
Hmm.
I'll usually like wind my day down with that, and it's been good. I haven't gotten back to playing any video games yet, though. I haven't tried that, but there was a point on my prep where I like was like staring at this. I can't fucking do this, bro. I can't focus on like
Yeah,
aiming and shooting and like being aggressive and being enthusiastic about killing people in a game. Like
yeah.
it means nothing. So yeah, those rest days, just get through them and take them. Like it's fun to train every day, but take the rest days if you want to make progress. Um, so far this week we got 12, 4 plus 4. That's 20. There's 36 sets already in this week, and then you're resting. Now we got shoulders and abs. So shoulders, we're definitely gonna hit, you know, lateral, side raises. Gonna hit some, probably some pressing. Are you shoulder pressing?
Yeah, I am. Yep.
Do you think you could build delts without shoulder press?
No.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't. I know that's kind of a trend now where people want to not shoulder press, but I think it would be very difficult.
Yeah, I think you should have some type of overhead pressing then.
Now, are we doing rear delts on this day? Or are we saving those for back?
Well,
I almost feel like we might have too much if we do rear delts on that back with hamstrings. That might end up being a long day.
hmm
And I really feel like it would be kind of hard to overtrain your rear delt. So even if we train them before back, I don't think that would really have too much of a negative impact. But also at the same time, I do like to ideally train them with back. So
yeah, I mean the other thing like with back though is like if you're doing upper back movements, if you're doing like overhand rows, you're hitting a lot of rear delts. But
yeah.
I want to hit rear delts directly at some point. Now I don't really
Mhm.
want to hit them directly on back day, so let's throw them in on shoulder day.
Okay.
Let's throw in some direct rear delt work. Then it's kind of like priming them a little bit. Like we're not killing. I don't think we'll kill them on that day, but let's
Yeah.
get some blood flowing to them. Like I also think like with shoulders, you're pressing, you're doing side raises, you're getting a lot of front delt. I think you need to pull your shoulders back at the end of a shoulder
Yeah.
day. Get your posture right, get the full shoulder going. Sometimes I even started shoulder workouts with rear delts
I always do.
because then when you're pressing, your rear delts are pumped, right? You're not going to throw the
Yeah.
weight over your side there.
If shoulders is the main muscle group for the day, I always start with rear delts. Now, if
Yeah.
I'm doing like a push day, obviously they're already warm from training chest, so I won't do that. But
Okay. So yeah, I say maybe we even start with the rear delts on that day. Then that way, like, get. I mean, they're getting a little bit of extra time to recover between the back day, but
yeah,
I think it's going to be fine. You just took a rest day before. They're not like centrally nervous system taxing. Uh, yeah, I mean, I think you said before, like you can train a muscle if it's still sore. Did you say that?
I've heard that. I generally don't like to do that, but I've heard that.
I've heard that too. I think it's fine. Like
Yeah.
you don't hear people tearing rear delts.
No, I don't think I've ever heard that really.
Yeah. Um,
Now, what do you think for volume as far as number of sets?
yeah, so I would definitely say like at least 4 sets for the rear delts of direct. Maybe, yeah, I would say four good sets of rear delts for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
my first thought was maybe like 9 for shoulders and then 3 to 4 for rear delts.
yeah, so are we talking like how many like I mean how much pressing, are we going to be doing?
Uh,
Like 3 or 4 sets?
yeah,
Or are we doing like maybe two different exercises? Maybe like a more military press, and then maybe a neutral press for more of that front delt. Are we doing any front delt work too, or are we doing just side and shoulder press?
See, we could set it up like where we do one pressing movement and then maybe like a front raise and a side raise, or we could do like two different presses and then a side raise, or even one press and two different side raises. I generally personally don't do a whole lot of front raises.
I don't know if they're necessary because
I'd rather do a press rather than a front raise.
yeah, if I had to add in something like a front raise would probably be the last thing I would try to add in.
Yeah.
You know,
And I see a lot of guys at the gym doing them. I just have never really done them.
yeah, I feel like your front delts like can kind of like it's like I don't want to say like, well, you're already hitting. Like I know some people say I don't hit shoulders at all because you're getting them in your chest day. Like
Yeah, I don't agree with that either.
you still need some like side delts at least, you know. And you can always use more rear delts. Like your delts can never be, well, they can be overpowering to where they overpower your chest. But like
Yeah.
if they're their own thing and your chest is its own thing, like your shoulders can pretty much never be too big.
And we could almost structure this like one press, one side raise, one rear delt, and do like 4 sets of each.
Doing
If
like
we wanted to kind of minimize the number of exercises.
yeah, 4 sets of presses, 4 sets of side raises, 4 sets of rear delts, and then some. Yeah, like abs too. Then 4 sets of
Yeah.
So let's call it 16.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
Okay. All right. So back. Man, we might get up here. We might get it in the 16 here. But we just, this isn't taxing. Like shoulders aren't too taxing. Arms coming up aren't too taxing. So like we could push here. We could push 16 to 20 sets here.
Now, what are you thinking for are we doing RDLs and then a leg curl as well?
Yeah. I mean, I like to are you doing RDLs at all right now?
No, not with my back. Ideally, I always would put an RDL with a hamstring day though.
Yeah, I like to warm up like my hamstrings with doing some like leg curls and then doing some RDLs. Man, I say like
I would say at least 6 sets for hamstrings, right? Between the RDL and the leg curl.
I'm thinking like 1 set of lying hamstring curls to failure to start it out.
Mm-hmm.
2 sets of RDLs and then like 3 sets of seated curls.
Okay, so we've got 3 for hamstrings.
Yeah, so let's call it 3 for direct hamstring and then 2 for 4 for direct.
Yeah, 6 for hamstrings, right?
Yeah, so 6 total. Okay, so 6. Now back. I think we could hit 12.
Yeah, I would say we at least have to do 12.
Yeah. Now like I probably wouldn't do, I don't know if I would do like bent over rows here because you're already kind of putting that tax on your spine.
Yeah.
But I do like a heavy movement like that. Like I do like either a T-bar row.
Something that's not supported.
Well, I would do it chest supported too.
I mean, we could have like a chest supported T-bar row as like the main heavy movement.
Yeah.
Now, are we going to do any kind of like direct trap work here?
Let's do it. Let's do it overhand then. Let's do a.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's do. Okay. So yeah, let's do that as like. Well, or like there's pull-ups too.
Do you like pull-ups as like a main movement?
I feel like there's a lot involved in them.
I've recently been putting them like later in the workout and doing like an assisted version.
I almost kind of like the assisted version better. Like, but what are you doing? Are you doing an overhand grip or are you doing a close grip?
Overhand, like a wide overhand grip.
Yeah.
I think the overhand chest supported T-bar is a really good main movement.
I think that would be a great start, actually. I actually kind of like the idea of ending the workout with some assisted pull-ups. I used to have that in one of my plans. I think it was good.
Yeah, I like that.
Like 4 sets or 3 or 4 sets to failure. which is a lot. Like I don't think we'll do 3 or 4 sets to failure in here. So yeah, let's call it 6 ham movements, and then let's put 12 for now for back.
Okay.
Maybe even more though. We may push to like 14 for that.
Do you want to do any kind of shrug on this day? Or do you think with the amount of back we're doing that it's not really necessary to hit traps directly?
I would almost throw them in on the shoulder day.
Yeah.
I would almost throw the two sets of shrugs, like high rep though. Because
like 20 to 30 reps.
Yeah, I mean, let's think about. I used to have them in as it was like 3 or 4 sets of 20 or 2 sets of 20 to start the workout. Now, like you get your rear delts pumped up, you get your traps pumped up, like you're ready to press.
Oh yeah.
Let's throw in 2 sets of traps in here in the shoulder day. So this would be a total of 18 sets. So this would be a total of 18 sets too for back, hams, and RDL.
Okay.
Okay, arms and calves. So let's see how many sets we got for the week. We got so far. We got 12 plus 4 plus 4. What's that? 20?
Yeah.
Okay, so 20 sets for chest and arms. 16 sets for legs. Got 18 sets for shoulders, traps, rear delt, abs. Maybe we take out the abs on the shoulder day then.
Okay.
So that'll take it down 14 sets. Let's put abs and calves here on the arm day. Because I also want my abs like good to brace. I don't want my abs fried for the RDLs or for back stuff. Like if I'm doing a pull down, I'm trying to brace my abs down, right? Like certain movements, my abs are up, they're relaxed, right, and my lower back is flexing. But if I'm training lats, I'm sitting in my abs, doing like an ab and thigh, and pulling in. Like the core is really involved in back day for me.
And a lot of times, like for triceps, like we're doing arms. If I'm doing like some heavy press downs, your abs get like lit up during that.
Mm-hmm. I've heard of someone getting a fucking hernia, like doing press
downs. Really?
Yeah. You ever get a hernia?
No, thankfully. Although my belly button has become like an outie over the years. I'm hoping that's not a hernia.
I think it could be. I don't know, man. Have you ever been like laying in bed and you fucking feel like your oblique tears?
No.
Or, like, you turn over funny? Like
no.
I've had that happen to me a few times.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not like it actually tears or anything. Like it might. Like I don't fucking know. Like I don't see anything wrong with it. But it does feel like sometimes the shit felt like it just fucking ripped up in there. Like maybe we'll make it look like like you tear a hamstring, it looks fucking better. Like
maybe your obliques look better.
Just like carved in. Could use that. Okay, now let's look at arms, calves, and abs. So we hit 4 sets for triceps earlier this week. We hit 4 sets for biceps. I'm almost thinking like we make them like. I mean, to hit a hard arm day, bro. Like I think there should be a hard arm day in here.
Would you say at least 6 sets for each?
I was almost thinking like 6 or 7.
Yeah, because then our total volume for arms is like 10, 11, which I think is good for the week.
Yeah, let's go 7. Maybe we like finish like That's the other thing, man. I don't know how much volume or how much like heavy weight we're gonna hit with the arms. This is gonna be an interesting day to come up with. How many for abs and calves? 4 and 4?
Yeah, I think that's good. I would say 4 is a good number.
Okay.
Abs, you could probably even get away with 3, but
yeah, I would even say so. We go 3 and 3. Let's do that.
Yeah.
And just make like 2 sets like heavy, and then like maybe a drop set for them.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Maybe like 2.5. So what's that? We'll call it 6, so 3 and 3. So there's 20 sets there. Yeah, that's 20. That's good. So we're 20, we're 16, we're 14, we're 18, we're 20. So let me just do the math on that real quick. That's got to be like under 100 sets per week.
Yeah.
So 20 plus 16 plus 14 plus 18. Oh wait, plus 20. That's 88 sets per week.
That's good.
I think that's plenty. Okay. So we got that mapped out now. All right, so let's go let's work on this chest and arm day. Chest, try and buy. Would you start a chest day with biceps?
I probably wouldn't unless they were a weakness.
Yeah. Yeah.
I generally start with. I was going to say I generally start with the biggest muscle group unless I'm training legs. I'll do hamstrings first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. So the only reason why I would warm up biceps is because like your bicep tendon connects to your pec, but I don't
That's a
know if
good
you want
point.
to wear out the bicep, before training
Yeah.
chest. Like what I do like to do before chest though is I do like to get a little bit of blood in my back and almost do like either some pull downs or
Yeah.
some pull ups or just like a set of pull ups or some pullovers. Just to
Sometimes
put a
I'll do
little.
some rear delts too before chest, like a band pull apart,
I
something
had
like that.
I had that in my plan before. Yeah, before my chest day
I
was
like that.
new belts. Yeah. Um.
For most people, I would say we'd start chest day with a chest movement, even if we were training arms.
Yeah. So. Um. Well, I'm not gonna tell you how to warm up, but like definitely warm up. Don't go and just jump into the first set without warming up. Uh. What do you like though for like a primary chest movement?
My preferences has changed over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, I would like a dumbbell, like an incline dumbbell press.
How high of an incline?
45 degrees would be the highest I would go. I
Okay.
would probably say around 30 degrees.
Do you like the slighter incline or do you like the higher incline more?
I'm actually stronger on a higher incline, but
Uh-huh.
I feel like it's my shoulders take over at that point.
Yeah,
For
let's do a
chest, I would probably
slight.
say a lower incline.
Okay, let's do a slight incline press. Now I'm gonna put dumbbell. I'm gonna also put Smith or
Yeah, now right now I'm actually doing a incline machine press for my first movement. So, I mean,
if I
I
have
think
if I Smith machine if we had a better incline, the one we
oh
have is
man,
just very steep.
yeah,
I
it
like
kind of
it.
kills my shoulders a little bit.
Yeah, I don't like it to start out. I won't really start out with that though. Slight incline dumbbell press. All right, so we have 12 sets to break up for chest. So
Okay.
what do you
You
think?
want to do you want to put the exercises first and then do sets, or
Yeah,
do you
let's
want
do that. We'll break it up that way. And then we'll do the reps and stuff like that. What do you want to go into after that? Do you like to continue the press? I would say continue the pressing while you're still strong in the chest.
to? Yeah, I would maybe do a flat press of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
If I started with dumbbells, I would probably move with like a flat hammer strength or something.
Yeah. You like a converge? So okay.
Oh, I love the converging presses, dude. I love those.
I do too. Um.
I think I've told you a few times, like that Star Trek flat press that Crunch has. I love that machine.
Does it converge? Is it like the one that's like this and it comes in?
Yeah, slight converge.
Okay. Because the difference between I asked my coach this. I wasn't sure. Like it was really obvious the answer when he said it. He said, like difference between like a non-converging press, which dumbbells. I don't know if that would be considered converging. I think it somewhat is, right?
Yeah, I don't like. I would never bring them in and like touch, but I would come in like a couple inches.
I think with dumbbells though, it's light. It's heaviest at the bottom, and it's probably lightest at the top.
Yeah.
Or is it the same the whole time?
I mean, I
Because
definitely feel like it's heavier at the bottom because you see some of those guys at the gym that like just break like 6 inches on a dumbbell press, and they'll do like 10 reps with the 150s, but they probably couldn't take it down to their chest for one.
Oh yeah, and then you'll also see some people not go up all the way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't really know.
Yeah, that's interesting. I guess you see both extremes.
Yeah, I think but I've done stuff to where like I've trained like not coming up all the way, like training that 3/4.
Yeah, I think that's okay. I think 3/4 is okay.
Yeah, I mean that's been written in my training program, and then come down, pause, come back up 3/4 of the way. Or I've done like 1.5, like press up to 3/4 of the way, come back down, press all the way up. We're not gonna get any. I don't think we're gonna get too fancy in this plan with that. That's things you can do if you plateau or how to make progress. Those are. Let's do this. I'm gonna make an adjustment to how to make progress. Add an intensity technique.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so flat press machine.
I would probably go into a fly at this point.
I would probably go into a fly too. What about like a dip or like a?
Yeah, I was almost thinking, do we do like a fly and then a dip, or would you do dips before flies?
Well,
because dips would be a good transition to go into triceps.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Or would you do 2 flies here?
Well, so with the converging press, like if you're doing a flat converging press, like a dip is kind of going to hit more of that like that decline,
Mm-hmm.
I really like decline cable press.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like a very specific movement to where like dips would be more ideal.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we should fry our chest out with the flies. So like I don't really want to be fried in my chest.
Okay.
Before going into a dip. Like I would say unless it's an assisted dip, but I want to hit dips heavy, if I'm gonna do them. So should we use it like a dip or dip machine?
Oh yeah, I really like that dip machine. What is that? A Cybex or is that a Life Fitness machine?
It's Life Fitness.
Yeah, I really like that machine.
Mm-hmm. I like that one, that plate loaded one, man. I think that one's really good for chest. I think you can hit the other one for chest too.
Mm-hmm. I think you could have it either or.
The thing I would do here is like the dip is like the most accessible movement for everybody. Everybody's got like a dip bar at their gym, but like another movement you can do is like a decline cable press or like a flat cable press where you're going neutral grip here and you're pressing. Like the thing is what I like about like cables is that you can get to that. You can shorten the muscle fully. Like you can convert cables. Like with a dip, you're kind of locked in there. You're still going to get a really good pump and really good stretch of the muscle and everything. But I like to be able to converge. But we already have that converging flat press, so I think we have that covered.
Yeah,
and that'll be good. So you've hit a shortened. Now you're hitting just this lower part and you're really stretching this all out. Now let's go into a fly. So just regular pec deck fly.
Yeah, I would say pec deck or even like a cable crossover. But my general first instinct would probably be a pec fly.
Yeah, I would say pec fly, pec machine fly, or I would say seated cable fly. I mean, if you really can't, like if you're at a gym where you can't set up a cable, get on the pec deck. Where you can't set up a bench in front of a cable. Yeah, just get on the pec deck. But either or, you're going to get pretty much the same kind of tension. All right. So I think those are our chest movements right there. All right, now tries. So Um,
Would you want to do something like a close grip bench here, or would you want to do just like isolation movement for triceps?
yeah, you know what? I think on this day, since like we already have a lot of this heavy shit, we just go into like strictly isolation stuff for triceps,
Okay.
and then we hit some heavy shit at the end of the week.
So we're
For
doing 4 for each here, right? 4 for triceps, 4 for biceps.
yeah,
Did you want to break that up into 2 movements each, 2 sets, or 1 movement for 4 sets?
I like 2 different movements.
Okay.
Now,
Maybe
like
like a press down and then something overhead.
yeah, like what I'm thinking is something that lengthens the tricep, and then something that's like shortening the tricep. So
Yeah.
like, um, I like to lengthen the tricep after I kind of have some blood in there.
Same.
You know, because my elbows feel good. I really like a long rope push down
Yeah. I agree.
just to really squeeze them out. Now, like an intensity technique I like to do on these is hold for 2 seconds at the bottom.
Okay.
You know, um, I'll write that in here. I'm gonna write 2 second hold at squeeze. 2 second squeeze. Like these, I don't think you need to go crazy heavy on. Now
No.
we'll see what kind of rep range we know we're thinking about in here, and then let's do the overhead. It could be a skull crusher. It could be over tricep overhead extension. Most people don't have the machine at their gym.
I've really been doing I've been doing a lot of like one arm dumbbell recently, but also a 2 arm dumbbell is really nice as well.
Standing or seated or
Seated, I usually do if I'm doing it.
like a French press.
Yeah.
I like a French press too. Dumbbell. I'll rate dumbbell.
Or easy curl.
Um, if I have like 2 dumbbells, if I have an easy curl bar. I'm gonna write easy curl.
Straight just kills my wrist if I try that.
What if you do a rope, like an overhead rope extension?
Oh, I love that, dude. That's one of my favorites. I'll do I'll get a cable station. I'll do my rope press downs first, and then I'll drop it down and then do it overhead and lifter.
Yeah. What I do is I won't even drop it all the way to the floor. I'll drop it like halfway down the stack, because then I
Yeah.
can just turn it right there and do it.
Yeah. Same.
All right. So French press, uh, dumbbell French press, or easy curl bar. Um, French press, dumbbell or easy curl bar, French press, or cable rope overhead extension. Now, guys, I would say stick to one. Don't
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
alternate these each and every week. I would say stick to one and try to progress it. And then if you can't, like, here's some other options. Okay. All right. So, okay, now we got biceps. So, I say we kind of stick with the same formula of pumping it.
Mm-hmm. Maybe like a cable curl here.
Um,
Do you like cables for biceps, or do you prefer more like free weights, like dumbbells, barbells?
I like cables for. I was almost thinking doing like a drag curl with a cable, but I wouldn't start
Okay.
with that. I would start with something that's going to stretch the bicep out, like put tension more in the forearm. So like a preacher curl, maybe a single arm, like
Or
do
like a 1 arm machine curl.
yeah, like a single arm preacher curl. Um, or single arm machine curl, like, ooh, you know what, dude? Honestly, it's a fucking good bicep builder, just incline dumbbell curls.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah, and that's just the easy access one. And I feel like those really like help my biceps come up. Um, would you alternate those, or would you do them one at a time?
I should do them at the same time.
Yeah, and then if you hit failure, you maybe squeeze out a single arm.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll keep this simple. I don't think we'll hit any like single arm stuff on this day,
Hmm.
and save that for the other actual direct arm day. Do the bulk of some good you know curls in here, and then I say we do a cable drag curl.
Yeah.
All right, so now let's talk sets and reps. So, um,
We're doing 12 for chest.
yep. So 12 for chest, 4 for biceps, 4 for tries. Okay, so we got slight incline dumbbell press, flat machine press, dip machine, pec fly. So we have 12 to break up between those. We could do 3 of each.
Yeah. I would say either 3 of each, or if we wanted to,
Maybe hit 4 flies.
yeah, and then drop either the dips or one of the presses to 2. The dips
Yeah.
or the flat press to 2.
I would almost go to the dips to 2.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So let's go 3, 3, 2.
And then 4. Yeah.
Okay. And then
2 for the arms.
2, 2, 2, and 2. Okay. Okay. So how heavy are we going on the dumbbell presses? How many, are we trying to hit 8 to 10, 8 to 12?
8 to 12 was my first thought.
Yeah, I think 8 to 12 is reasonable. Gives you some room to push heavy, but those 8 got to be solid if you're only getting 8.
Yeah.
Otherwise get 12. I would almost say I like the flat machine press, just you got to hit 10.
Yeah.
You got to hit 10 of those. I almost like the dips for 10. What do you think?
Yeah.
Or do you like higher rep or lower rep?
I'm kind of in a place right now where I'm going towards higher rep, but if I was, that's just more or less
10 to 12. Like,
yeah.
I feel like some people might get over ambitious. Like, I'd hit 10, like, ripping out a fucking rotator cuff, like,
Yeah.
Trying to go way too heavy on dips.
Then I would say for the pec fly, we bump it up a bit, maybe go like 12 to 15.
Yeah. Would you pyramid that? Would you go 15, 12, 10, 8? Or would you go like
I might do that. Yeah.
Maybe we pyramid that, so you can kind of work up heavy.
Yeah. I definitely wouldn't do the same weight for all 4.
Yeah, I would try to taper this up. Yeah, let's do that. So what, 15, 12,
yeah,
10, 8.
Now for press downs, do you like higher reps or do you like to stay in that kind of 10 to 12-ish range?
Well, with that like 2-second squeeze at the bottom.
Yeah, that's going to add some time.
Mm-hmm. I think like 10 to 12 is good.
Yeah, I would almost just say 10 if we're doing that 2-second squeeze.
Would you ever go as low as 8 reps for an arm exercise like that?
I would, probably not a rope though.
Yeah, something heavier.
Yeah. Even if it was a press down, maybe like a straight bar press down or.
Yeah, I like 12 to 15, but I feel like 15 you could be encouraged to go a little too light. I would say 10 to 12.
Mm-hmm.
Now I kind of like this overhead extension possibly being a little higher rep.
Yeah.
Would you like
12 to 15?
Would you go heavier on these, or would you like really try to?
Since if I was based on us having a dedicated arm day, if I was going to go higher rep on one of them, it would probably be the one where we're just kind of touching them up here. So I would maybe go like 12 to 15 here.
Would you do a no, I say we save that for later in the week.
If we were doing like another overhead movement on our arm day, I might go heavier on that.
I say we do like a dead stop skull crusher on the arm day, like,
Yeah.
and go like 8 to 10 on those. But like have some blood in the triceps first before that.
Mm-hmm.
I probably wouldn't start with that movement. I like 12 to 15 here. Yeah, I think that's good. Really just pump them out. I mean, they've already gotten a shit ton of blood from all the pressing and heavy shit you're already doing.
Yeah.
So, get blood in it at that point. Incline dumbbell curl.
I would almost go higher rep here and then a little bit heavier on the drag curl. But what do you think?
I mean, I like that idea. I don't think I've ever tried that, but I think like the drag curls aren't as taxing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we can go like lighter reps on the drag curls and really just try to squeeze out the biceps. What do you think? 12 to 15?
I think so.
Okay, let's do that. And then we go like I mean, we can go 10 to 12 here now
Yeah, I like that.
to keep it kind of consistent, right? Okay.
I like the look of that whole day.
Yeah, this looks good. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 sets. Okay, chest day is completed. Leg day.
Start with some kind of ham curl.
Yeah, I always like to start with a ham curl. Um,
What were we doing? 16 sets here total?
what's that? Say it again.
We're doing 16 sets total for legs?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, would you hit the hammies hard like a seated curl at the beginning
Yeah,
before squatting at all?
I definitely would.
I would. I like seated ham curl. Would you want to go for? Well, here, let's lay them out. Seated ham curl.
That was my thought, though. Yeah, but I'm with you.
Okay. I like going into hack squats after that. I like pendulum squats.
Mm-hmm.
I almost like leg press first.
That's what I've been doing recently. But I've done
When I
it the
saw
other
you
way
at
too, where
Crunch
I
that
squat
day-
first. What's that?
When I saw you at Crunch that day, I did leg press before hack squats. I was cooked.
Yeah, leg press. I mean, I think people. It's almost weird to say, but I think people underrate the leg press.
Bro, you know what I was thinking the other day, and I've been kind of thinking about this, like how the legs flatten out towards the end of prep.
Uh huh.
I don't think you're ready to be doing like hack squats, like your hips. Like there's so much involved, but I think you can leg press heavy still.
Yeah.
And you can really slow things down and fucking like when I slowed those reps down the other day, those last 3 on my leg press, and I had 7 plates on there, like, dude, I felt like you ever just feel like the leg press hits you deep in your fucking quads,
Oh, 100%.
like it hits down to the bone. Like,
You get up off the machine and your legs feel different. Like,
yeah, they feel full as fuck.
yeah,
I think towards the end of prep, like when you're like 3 or 4 weeks out, well, maybe not 4, but by like 3 weeks out, like I would cut squatting down, like pretty much. It's too much going on. Like it's like you're already tired as fuck. You don't. It's like leverages too. Like I don't really
yeah,
understand how that really like. I don't really necessarily understand your body's leverages. Like I know you don't want to like do heavy RDLs when you're like because a lot of your weight's not in your legs at that point. You don't have you're not
oh
carrying
yeah,
that. So like things anchoring you to places, your leverage, is not as good.
hmm
But in a machine, you just gotta pull yourself into that machine and press as hard as you fucking can.
yeah,
So I would say leg press would be great.
yeah. I agree.
Let's roll it. Leg press. Um, single or double?
I would do double here.
I think so too, just to keep it consistent.
Yeah.
Maybe go single on. Well, no.
If I mean, we can even almost
I think for what you're trying to do here.
quad specific.
Well, yeah, because I mean, is there anything glute you're trying to hit? I would
Yeah.
almost do like 2 sets of leg press here, 3 sets of hack squats, and then maybe at the end 2 sets of like single leg press
Yeah.
on the machine leg press,
Yeah.
on like a hip press, or a straight leg press, like more like that. But before, so okay, let's map out a few more exercises before we start like mapping out sets and reps and stuff like that. So we got.
Do you have a preference here for the hack or the pendulum, or do you want to lift both?
I think hack is just most accessible.
Yeah.
I mean, I would even say, well, no, I would if you're, I would say hack squat. I would say leg belt squat or leg press are interchangeable, but I like leg press more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so okay, so we got hack squat. Um, Now what about like hip thrusts?
Yeah, I've thought about that.
A little bit more ham work in there.
Yeah, I would put a hip thrust in here.
Let's put hip thrust here. And then I say we go to a single leg press.
Mm-hmm.
Because now your quads have cooled off a bit. Now your glutes are on fire. Now you're going to feel your glute in that single leg press. And then I pretty much, well, I like leg extension. I like either going to hit adductors.
Or leg extension.
Yeah. I think adductors first, let your quads cool off again, and then go hit them like
Yeah.
um adductor. So inner thigh. Uh, do you want to hit any abductor at all?
I don't think we need it here, especially with the hip thrust and the single leg press.
Yeah, no, I think you're gonna get enough glutes in. And we got RDLs coming up later in the week.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were to implement this program yourself with your back right now, like I would probably just do those. What do you call it?
Reverse hyper.
Yeah, the reverse hypers. I would just sub that out. What about hip thrusts? Have you ever done? Have you done hip
I
thrusts?
do. I like that machine too, quite a bit. I have to kind of keep it moderate weight. Like, I can't really load it up. I kind of have to keep my reps a little bit higher, like in the 12, 15 rep range, and kind of really squeeze at the top.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I like to do that. Because there's already shit like I mean I'm doing like RDLs and stuff like
Yeah.
They say that the hip thrust like grows your glutes more than like hack squats or squats.
Oh, I agree.
And the range of motion for it's like a full hip thrust versus a glute bridge. Like a glute bridge is like this much range of motion. A hip thrust is
Yeah.
pretty much double that, but either or, you're trying to hit glutes. I try to like when you're hitting like a either like a back double.
Mm-hmm.
I pull my feet into the pad, so I'm
Okay.
pulling the floor together, kind of like when I'm squeezing at the top on the
Yeah.
on the hips.
I never thought about that. That's a good.
Yeah,
That's a good tip.
yeah, no, it lights my hamstrings up a little bit. So, leg extension. All right, so we have 16 sets to map out here. So 3 hamstring curls to start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 4 is a little excessive.
Especially with our hamstring day with the back later on.
Yeah. Let's do 2 leg press.
3 hack.
We could possibly, I'll put 3 hack for now. You want to really hit your fucking quads? Like, yeah, you're probably gonna need 3 sets of hack squats here. Like, I mean, well, you're getting leg press and you're hitting hack squats. I'm thinking 2 sets of hip thrusts.
Yeah.
Single leg press. I would even go 1.
Yeah, I would say one or two.
Maybe one like to failure.
Yeah.
Like anywhere from like 10 to 20 reps. Like fail somewhere in between there. Adductor. Well, let's see. We got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 5 sets to play with.
I would almost say three adductor, 2 leg extension.
Yeah, I like that.
I
Especially
like
if
the
you
look of
do
that.
now, how like for the leg press, close stance, like somewhat narrow, or are you trying to open up here?
Um,
I still let my knees bow out. Like if
yeah,
I'm close, I still let them come to my shoulders, but I'm like feet low in the leg press to hit my quads hard.
yeah. I would
Like
say
middle to low. That's where
I
I'm
would
at.
say the widest I would go here is maybe shoulder width.
Mm-hmm. Because if you're trying to cook your adductors, yeah, you'll want to go a little bit wider.
Yeah.
You know,
If
I guess.
we didn't have adductors in here, I would say we'll go wider on the leg press. But since we're hitting them direct, I'd say maybe shoulder or a little bit inside shoulder
Mm-hmm.
width.
Yeah, I think this is pretty manageable, actually. I mean, once you get like the hip thrusts aren't like they're taxing, but it's like you're laying the fuck down in the machine,
Yeah.
like like, and then you're doing a single leg press, you're taking a seat, you're sitting on the adductor, you're sitting on a leg extension. Uh, you know,
The hardest part of this is you got those 2 leg press, those 3 hack squat. Those are kind of like what's really going to test you in this workout for the most part.
yeah,
That one single leg press is going to be taxing though to failure. But
yeah,
like
that
you said,
is.
you're sitting down. It's how much is it really going to suck that much?
Yeah, I'm almost not thinking putting it to 20 reps. I'm thinking just like 10 to 12, but make
Yeah,
them or like 10 to 15. I like 15.
yeah,
Like 12 to 15, but make them hard. Like don't just like
yeah.
push through them. And I don't know how it's gonna feel like doing them at the end, but I know after you've done hip thrust and you go in to do a single leg press, you're gonna fucking feel your glutes like crazy.
Oh yeah.
The tie-in is gonna feel great. All right, so seated ham curl. Um, I'd almost like to like taper these up, go like 12. Oh, no, I wouldn't go all the way down to 8, but
15, 12, 10.
I would go 15, 12, 10. Yeah, I like that. Or do you like just a straight set there of like 10 to
I
12?
like tapering the leg curls. I really do.
Okay. Leg press, I think we lock it in at like 10 to 12. And
Yeah.
then push past 10 to 12. I don't want to make like the pressing way too complex or like too much, to where it's
Mhm.
still manageable. Hack squat, I like 10.
Yeah.
If you can push past 10, go for more. Now I like 12 to 15 on the hip thrust.
Same.
And what I would do, I'm gonna put this in here. 2-second hold at the top.
It's a complete game changer on that exercise.
Yeah, that's where
Like
your glutes light up.
like we were talking about before, some of these it's hard to like, or not hard to do, but like a pause on some exercises isn't really going to elicit a ton. But
Hmm.
like hip thrust, it's like a game changer for a
Yeah,
pause.
muscles are fully shortened. I agree, man. Single leg press. I'm gonna write 3-second negative in here.
Yeah, I was thinking like if we did like either 10 to 12 or 12 to 15, if we had something like either a slow tempo negative or like a pause, I think either of those is great. And then we
Yeah.
don't have to do anything like the 20 reps, if we keep it like a
Hmm.
tempo count negative.
Yeah.
Hey, I think that looks good, dude.
Yeah, I put my foot pretty low on that pad too, actually, when I do that. And I feel my glute light up. I mean, I feel my quad too.
Yeah.
But I think if I go too high, I don't know. I never really mess around going too high. I always cut my foot kind of low. Yeah, 3-second negative, 12 to 15. That's gonna be fucking cooking. But like you have a rest day the next day. Like we talked about rest days earlier on in this episode. You're gonna be fucking looking forward to a rest day after this
Oh,
workout.
after playing is 100%.
And I'm not like saying that to like I'm not trying to kill you guys with this program. Like, but this is like an adequate amount of volume. It's an adequate amount of for training one muscle group 5 days a week. Well, training 5 days a week, one muscle group per week. This is going to be some of this will be kind of a lot in one day, but you have the 2 rest days, sprinkled in through the week to be able to really recover from this. So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be totally manageable, but it will, for someone getting started, it might feel like a lot. Okay, adductor. You like to go higher rep?
I do, but it's more a product of like the machine itself.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's hard to go heavy
That
on
one
those.
at crunch is heavy, dude.
Oh, I know. Dude, I love that.
It's like easy to throw the whole stack on there.
I would say, like, ideally, probably 12 to 15 if, I could have the weight whatever I wanted.
I like 12 to 15. I like a 1-second pause in
At the
stretch
top.
and squeeze. Yeah. Yeah, just in both. Just see what a little bit more you can get out of it. Like I would just pump through these.
Yeah.
They're easy too. Like I'm at the end of my workout, let me just get them in. Like still to hit that pause. Leg extension.
I would almost push the reps a little bit here.
Would you try to cook them out?
Yeah, I would maybe go either 15 or one set of 20, one set of 15, or both sets of 20.
Almost like a drop set.
Okay. Like one heavier and then a second one with a drop?
Yeah, I like the first one like a 12.
Mm-hmm.
And then finish out with a drop.
Yeah.
So I'll write this in here. I'll write 1 by 12. And then I like 5, 7, 9.
Okay, yeah.
Or I like 7, 7, 7.
Yeah, I like 7, 7, 7. I've done that on a lot of things.
Because I don't think like it's 21 reps, right? I think 5, 7, 9 is still 21 reps, but I feel like some people are I'm gonna get 5 reps. I'm gonna load the entire stack. Like you're not gonna connect the quad at all at that point. Like you gotta get a good rep. Like that first 7 reps got to look like the last 7. It's just it gets a little lighter, but it feels just as hard. Dude, yeah, the quads are gonna be fried after that.
Yeah, that's a really good quad leg day, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so find your like median weight, like your 1 to 2, reps in reserve, maybe 3 to 4 at the most with that 12, and then like that first 7 is like you're fit. It's failure. You're hitting another 7, pretty much failure again, and then that lighter weight, it's failure at that point. But you may have another one. You may have 3 more reps in you. But you're probably going to be so cooked by that point that it's pretty much game over. Then you're resting. Then we have shoulders, rear delt, traps. So we talked about doing
rear delts and traps first, maybe?
Yeah, I like that. Started off with that. So let's do what do you like for rear delts? I like here myself. If I'm gonna hit rear delt work and it's not gonna be high volume, I'm just trying to get blood in it. I like just reverse pec deck.
Yeah, same.
Now for traps,
I would probably lean towards like a dumbbell shrug here.
That's what I think. I like dumbbell, especially if we're gonna go higher up. Or would you go heavy?
I would go higher rep here, especially since we're starting with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then we'll go into a shoulder press.
Do you have a preferred type of shoulder press?
I like dumbbell.
Yeah.
I kind of want to have a
machine press in there somewhere.
I kind of want to have like a machine press in here too.
Yeah.
Do you ever do neutral grip machine press?
I used to do that almost exclusively for a while. I really liked the way it felt. Yeah.
Do you feel like you get like upper chest, like front delt and shoulder?
Yeah. Upper chest especially.
I think so too. All right, let's.
You want to go like yeah. I would say neutral grip and then finish with laterals. Some sort of side.
Yeah, I say we cook the lateral raises. Dumbbell. I kind of like machine, but I don't know if I feel machine as much. But
Yeah,
like it's just different. Like it's different. I
I almost feel the I feel the dumbbell like almost into my tie-in much more than a machine. Is I don't know if you feel the same way, but like
I like seated dumbbell lateral.
yeah.
I think that like puts you like in the machine almost, but like now I can throw my arm. I'm like because what I'm trying to do when I'm hitting side raises, I'm not raising up. I'm throwing out.
Oh yeah.
So I like that. Um.
I try to think about like touching the wall,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
sides of it.
Yeah. Exactly. So okay, let's map this out. We got 14 sets. I like 3 and 3 for. I almost like
Yeah.
4 and 2
Yeah, we could do like 2 sets of 20 for dumbbell shrugs and be good.
for the dumbbell shrugs.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do four. What 10 to 12
Yeah.
or higher? 12 to 15.
Do
What I
you
like
ever
to do on the pec deck is I like to pause and feel my rear delts and then
okay.
come back in.
If we're
But
doing a pause, we can go a little bit heavier and do like 10 to 12 with a pause.
that's what. Yeah, I like that because 15. Like I feel like I might start throwing it and something else is my
Yeah.
traps might start taking over. Um, do you ever do cable? Like
I like the cable crossover.
dude,
Like, yeah, I really like those.
those cook your rear delts. Or I'll put reverse pec deck or cable. Dumbbell shrugs. Two by 20.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Dumbbell shoulder press. I say we hit this heavy
Uh-huh.
and then we hit the neutral grip, maybe higher rep.
Okay.
Because I think shoulders are kind of one of those muscles that can use volume.
Yeah, I agree.
I like to blow them up. Like I like to get a really good pump in the shoulders. And then by the time you're like, I've started workouts with lateral raises, but I'm not really ready to like, my shoulders aren't in a, I like, I really like this. I like doing a little bit of traps and some rear delts,
Oh
opening
yeah.
up. Then I'm pressing. I got blood in the shoulder now. Like I've got all this blood now. I'm just gonna pump it out with some side raises.
Do you
How
want to
heavy
go
on the
three
shoulder
sets here?
press?
It's the kind of the one factor here for me when I was going like really kind of pushing these was
Uh-huh.
actually picking the dumbbells up became an issue.
They're getting too heavy.
Yeah, like when I was trying to push the reps down to like 8, or sometimes I even tried to push it down to 6, which in hindsight wasn't the smartest idea. I would say 8 would be the heaviest I would go with these. Maybe 8 to 12.
Yeah. Do like 3 sets here and then do like maybe a drop on the
Yeah, that's
neutral
what
grip?
my initial thought was 3 sets.
I think this is like your kind of bread and butter. 8 to 12.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I think that gives you room to push on them. But if you're hitting 6, like I don't. That's just
I would lower the weight.
you got to hit 8. Like yeah, like work your way up. That first set you should be like I can maybe get 12 to 14. Your second set you're like I can probably hit 12. I might only get 10. And then like either consider bumping up at that point. But the first thing is, can you do it better? Can you, you know, is your form there? Can you get another rep or two? Maybe.
Generally, what I do when I'm doing a new exercise, I'll pick one weight lower what I think I could hit the rep range for.
Yeah,
So if
yeah,
I think, let's say I can hit the 80s for 12, I'll say, okay, I'll grab the 75s then. You know what I mean?
yeah. Say that again, bro. I mean, that's a really good little sound clip right there.
So it's tough sometimes when you're picking an exercise. You always want to be, it's natural to want to be aggressive and grab, the heaviest weight you can for the rep range. But I think it's always good to go one weight lower. So let's say you think you can hit the 80s on shoulder press for 12 reps. If you feel confident in that, grab the 75s and then see how that goes. And then next week you can bump it to 80. But you never want to start an exercise and then fail to hit the rep range that you were shooting for the first week out.
Yeah, yeah. Live to see another week. I mean, don't get injured, and then also like
it's like an extra week of progress you have guaranteed.
Yeah,
You
like
know?
yeah, or like you only get your 12, and like maybe that's all you really did have in you, but now just you're like, all right, well, this is your weight,
Yeah,
If you fail that, yeah, drop another 5 pounds. You're going down next week, like,
yeah, yeah.
or just stick to it and try to hit that. I probably wouldn't like if you're within 1 or 2 reps, I would probably stick to that weight
Same.
as long as the form is there. If the form's there, if they're getting sloppy and you're like, "Ah," like, yeah, then it's like back down 5-10 pounds for sure.
Yeah.
hmm Um,
Bump the reps up a little bit here for the neutral grip.
yeah, let's do that. So are we gonna do a drop
For the dumbbell press.
for the neutral grip shoulder press?
Yeah, we could drop the second set.
I, yeah, I think we do like just one drop. We go like
Yeah.
10, and then we try to hit like another 8.
Okay.
1 by 10. Drop weight by like 40%, 50%.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, seated dumbbell lateral raise.
I don't know how many sets we're at. My first thought was 4, but what are we at right now?
So we got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 4 sets that we can play with here.
Okay.
I like 4 sets.
Yeah.
I don't know
Do you
if I
want to
want.
pyramid these at all?
I don't know if I want to.
Do you want to do something like 20, 15, 12, 10?
I'd almost do like 3 straight sets, and then 1 drop.
Okay.
Like, or well, 4. Well, because I want to hit them heavy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I mean, dude, you see guys like doing like 60s, like,
Yeah.
and it's like it looks like it fucking works, like, or hitting like partials and stuff. I think partials like have a benefit in side raises. Like if you can move the weight like, just off your body, like,
Yeah.
halfway up, like I still feel my shoulder working there.
I forget which coach it was that I watched, but they would grab like 30% more weight than they would normally lateral. So let's say you're using like the 50s, they would grab like the 75s and just kind of do like partials, like maybe like 12 inches off the side of their body on each side, and just like pump those out. And it looks like, I mean, I've done them a few times, and they really kind of light your delts up.
Yeah, I feel like it's more of an advanced like technique to like
For sure. Yeah.
to do that. But like I think if we keep the reps between like, I mean, I always like these for like 12 reps. Like,
Yeah.
I think 12 is a good number. 12 is kind of a lot, but it's not overkill. Like,
No.
I mean, how much are you side raising right now?
The heaviest I've gone like recently was 40s, and that was getting heavy. So I did 40s last week for 12. I'll
Yeah.
probably go to the 35s this week.
Yeah, I mean, it would be awesome to be able to make jumps in progress, like in your delts. Like, oh, I'm up 5 pounds on delts like every week. Like, you can add 5 pounds to your squat like every couple
Yeah.
weeks, like, but like, like biceps and delts and stuff, like they don't have. It's just not big
Now,
enough muscle to. But like, that's where like that like form and execution and just like connection just comes in a lot more. And
like you got to think, let's say you're using like the 25s for dumbbell laterals.
yeah.
If like in 6 months you're using the 45s, you're going to be like a significantly bigger human being at that point.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Um. Man, I almost like the first 2 sets to be like your like kind of go-to weight. And then I want to say like your third set should be like you push.
Yeah.
I almost like 2 sets of 12. I like 2 sets of 10.
Yeah, and the last one being a drop.
Yeah, and then do a drop. Or partials. Maybe just
Yeah,
partials. Let's just do it as partials, and then like 5 to 10 partials.
yeah.
Because like this is a muscle you can train past failure. It's very low risk to train your side delt past failure. Now, like a dumbbell or a bench press, like training past fucking failure, like that's not a good idea.
No,
Or like training like a barbell. You can't train a barbell squat past failure unless you
no,
have someone picking you the fuck up. Or do you ever see that woman in Brazil who trains those girls in the hack squat?
no.
Oh, dude, it's crazy. Let me open a window and I pull it up.
Did she have him like fail and then like lifting the sled off of him?
Yeah, bro, she's like smacking them.
Oh,
Yeah, here, check this out. Let me just turn this down here. Here, let me take the plan off real quick. Or maybe hang on. Yeah, okay. Share screen. Chrome tab. It's insane, dude. Like these girls are
oh my God.
dying. She didn't have that much weight on the bar, but yeah, she like pushes the shit. Like this is like Lee Priest training fucking legs, but yeah, like
Oh my God.
it's crazy. This is where wellness came from, bro.
Oh yeah, I
I
know.
wonder like if she trains like if this is like the last thing that they do, or this is like if she
The
trains,
first exercise.
dude. Like some people fucking train like this, and it's like it's awesome, but like, is it necessary?
Yeah. Like if this is one exercise that they do every workout,
Hmm.
okay. But
The
if
thing is,
every exercise is like this,
dude, I couldn't show up and fucking train with this lady. Like she would get me fucking
no.
like yeah, if this was your every fucking day, you're not gonna recover. Um I mean, bro, it's like blood and guts, but for women,
Yeah.
you know? Like like the thing is, I think this is good. I think it's good to be able to push into this type of intensity threshold
Yeah.
one time in your life, you know, or like a few maybe like every once in a while just to be able to to get used to that level of
Yeah. It's
intensity.
like redlining a car. Like that's okay like every now and then, but you don't want to just like constantly just have your car redlining. Like the engine's going to blow at that point.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's
a
nice to be able to take your car there when you need to.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I felt like actually like in my leg days, like I was pushing like I was like once you're on the horizon of like adding a new plate
Hmm.
to that thing, like I put on like my leg day was like it was like 12, 10, 10, 8 on the hack squat. So I'd go like eventually I was doing 4 plates and then I was doing like 4 plates in a 25, 4 plates in a 10. And I'm like fucking dying on that 4 plates in a 10. And then one day, I'm like, all right, it's time to go to 5, like for the set of 8.
Yeah.
Go and do 8. I think I got, and then I think I did my 8 and I got like 9 or 10. But like, yeah, like the thing about having a coach, like I had sent my coach a video. This was like earlier on in prep. I had like I was doing like the V squat machine, like with my back on the pad, and I put like
Yeah.
3 plates on there, and I was like, "Oh, new PR for me, like 3 plates." He's like, "I think you could probably throw another plate on there because you're coming up to the top and you're not like dying." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"All right." And then I threw another plate on there next week, and I was like, "I did that." And then I threw another plate on next week, and I did that, and I was like, "Wow." Like like there's I mean, have you ever like been like gotten too comfortable in a weight, and just
Oh, for
shot?
sure.
Yeah, going heavier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The weight feels good, and like you almost like, I don't want to say you're like scared to put another plate on, but it's like new territory. So you're like, okay, I'm just gonna cruise here for a little bit longer, probably longer than you should.
Yeah,
you know?
it's easy to get stuck in there, you know, and it takes a good coach to be able to, like, you can push, like, you know.
One thing that I use that a lot of people don't, like, I'll use 25s on leg day. Like, I'll use 25s on the leg press. I'll use 25s on the hack squat. Some people get married to just plate jumping, but I think 25 is that good tweener weight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it helps, bro. I mean, there's people, like, in the other extreme, like, I need to add a 1 pound plate, the tweenies, like Jordan Peterson. Like, I have to progress every fucking week. Like, I mean, he does that, and his physique is fucking insane, dude. Like,
yeah, I think Jordan Peters even has like grams, like magnetic grams that he puts on the bar.
Holy shit, dude.
But I mean, he's a fucking tank. Like, he looks insane. So
that dude is like the definition of like linear progression, bro.
Yeah.
Like, just, and like he has his like things he has to work through and things that like setbacks and stuff like that. But like, from what I see, it looks like he's the most linear progressed bodybuilder of like all time.
100%.
You know, I want to see him get on stage again. I've never seen him like compete or like known of him. Is he an amateur too?
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro.
Which is wild. Like, especially to some people that you see that have pro cards and he doesn't. It's kind of weird.
Like, I mean, he's gonna be like Justin Shire, but like, I mean, you saw Justin Shire just win the Chicago Pro. Like,
yeah,
he trains like.
I've actually started trying to mirror his training a little bit on some things.
Yeah,
especially like back.
I'll watch his videos and like seeing him do hamstring curls, like line curls.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I want to hit my fucking curls like that. Like,
like,
I've been up. Like, the thing is, when you've touched a weight before, and you're like, well, I've done this weight. Like, why should, like, if I'm like lightening the weight, I'm like losing progress. Like, no, you're not, because you left between that 50-pound dumbbell and that 100-pound dumbbell. And, you know, figure out where's the actual weight that you need to be lifting and get the most out of it, and then really make your jumps. Like, I don't know, like there's no rush to get to the heaviest fucking weights unless you're powerlifting. You know, how often do you touch dumbbells anymore for chest?
For just flies.
Double flies, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done dumbbell press in a while.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, those hundreds are sitting there waiting for me to touch them again, but like, I'm just letting myself slowly progress. My pec is pretty much 100% now.
Good, dude.
Yeah, like, I was able to hit a pretty heavy chest day yesterday, hitting like pauses in my movements and stuff, and felt fucking great, dude. So
yeah, like you said, there's no rush to get there.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, we've been building this whole plan this whole time, but I'm also like, I don't know if you saw Tampa last week. Did you see the Tampa Pro?
Yeah.
Or just like some of the photos and stuff that came out?
Yeah, I even saw some of the amateurs too.
Dude, yeah, Hunter looked fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, I can't wait for this next show.
Texas? Yeah, Texas is really fucking great. I want to see that one dude who's got the crazy sweeps and just the bubbliness. Like, I don't know.
Carlos Thomas.
Yeah, that dude's gonna be. This is his pro debut, right?
Yeah,
guy's crazy, man.
He won the overall the year that Justin Shire won the heavyweights.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to say anything, but like, I don't know, like, if Andrew Jack's made the progress, like, to the level that Hunter's made his progress, or other guys have. I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, he was in like the top 5 at the Arnold, or was he in the top 3?
He was third.
He was third, yeah. So maybe he has. I don't fucking know. It's just his physique. Looking at it, like, I don't really follow him on Instagram, but he's got such a real balanced physique.
Yeah,
nothing like freaks you out looking at it. But then, like, when it's all pieced together and he's standing like, 5 inches, 6, 7 inches taller than all the other guys, like, something you're gonna look at.
I haven't seen a ton of pictures from him recently. I do follow him.
I don't know how he looks from the side.
The only thing I'm thinking of is he's had like another. When was the Arnold, in March?
Yeah.
He's had another 5 months to work under Aceto. So
Oh, he's working with Aceto or Chris Psycho?
Psycho Lewis does his training. Aceto does his diet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Have a muffin.
Yeah, have you seen that video?
He'll get a blueberry muffin.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. You're looking like you could probably use a blueberry muffin. Did you?
I love his like dry sense of humor. He's so funny.
Yeah, he's like a field coach. Um, Todd Lee, like, you know who Todd Lee is?
Yeah.
He was I would listen to like one of their lives, and he's like, I could never work with him because he's just like, yeah, go get a blueberry muffin, like from where, like Dunkin' Donuts, like anywhere. Like
Costco.
I need some specifics of like what it's supposed to be like. Just the fucking magic.
Everyone that talks about working with him says he's so like nonchalant. Like,
yeah.
Dusty Hanshaw was talking about, like, I forget what show he was talking about he was doing. He was like 6 weeks out. He was like saying to Chris, like, do you want me to throw in any orals at this point or GH? And Chris is like, oh, what?
Aceto asked Dusty?
Dusty asked Chris, he's like, should we be throwing orals in at this point? And Chris was like, no, you look fine without them. Or like, just like completely nonchalant. Like, he was working with, I think maybe this was Ron that was saying, well, what should we throw in at this point? Like, should we throw in Masteron or Tren? And Aceto was like, what do you have that's good? And he was like, the Masteron's really good. He's like, okay, throw that in. Like, just completely random, like no script, just going by whatever he thinks is good. But he nailed it with some of his guys, though.
You can't fucking knock him, dude. I mean, like he's, like he is who he is, But
one thing he says, like, he keeps files on all his guys, like for the prep. When the prep's over, he throws their file away. He never references like a previous prep with any of his guys. They always start fresh.
Oh, wow.
So, like, he only has a file for each specific prep, and he throws it out afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, shit. I mean, I don't know if that's a good idea or if it's not. Like, I know your body changes and stuff like that, but like, dude, like my coach, he got me peaked properly. Like, I'm not trying to go like, to some other camp and fucking like, oh well, bro. Like, I've heard of some people's peaking processes, and they just don't. Makes like the Hail Marys just get thrown, like, or like this thing that they do that worked for like one person, or maybe it's worked for a lot of different people, like I don't know, like there's like like, I'll have a burger and fries the night before the show, like why does that work for, that's not supposed to work for everybody, like
no,
like and the reality, like from what I understand, it's like you don't really want a sodium bomb the night before the show, you want it that morning, before stepping on stage. You want like an hour out.
It sounds like a recipe to wake up in the morning holding water.
Yeah, because that's sodium, or you're flat because you dehydrated overnight.
Yeah,
you had the sodium. The sodium's pulled everything in, but now there's no any water like really anywhere.
Yeah,
or maybe
especially you are. Like, I know a lot of coaches are like the Friday before a show, they're either lowering water or cutting at a certain point. So let's say you cut water and then you have a sodium bomb right after, plus like a little bit of a diuretic. It just seems like it's just gonna sit there all night.
That's how I will. Yeah. I mean, and I think it takes a little bit to learn your body, and I would rather have someone have a burger and fries the morning of the show. But like, my coach peaked me like the best I have yet. So it's like, why would I? You want to have someone that's going to get you, at the end very good, and dial you in, but everything he does in between is really good too. Right now, like I had to put a pause on my coaching, but still doing everything I need to do on my end. And like, I'll slowly like, increase food, and eventually like when, I'll start the EQ and get my blood work done, see where everything's at. And then, everything looks good, tossing the Anadrol and see, how well I tolerate that with appetite and everything, but if that's killing my appetite, it's just, I don't see it as being really worth it.
No, I agree.
I've got my buddy getting ready for the hurricane actually right now.
Really?
Yeah, he's like 69 days out. He already dieted down this year pretty hard, so I got him down from like 240 to like 189.
Oh shit.
We lost like 50 pounds, right? And he's in good shape. And then like I rebounded him, and his carbs right now this week for the last this past week and the week before they were at like 500, and now he's at like 650 for carbs. So I've got his carbs really high, but I'm gonna pull him down pretty hard. I'm probably gonna pull out like 150 grams
Yeah.
starting next week, and then adding cardio. And then he's running the EQ and Anadrol right now, and then I'm gonna pull EQ. Um, he'll be about 6 weeks out when I pull EQ, or no, 7 weeks out when I pull EQ. So it'll be out, but um, yeah, I'm gonna run. I mean, it's not a ton of time. Like I can get him ready in, from 10 weeks out because he's at a good, position where he's at right now.
Hmm.
But I really think like you want to be like 3 minimum 4 weeks out ready. Like I know
Yeah,
this you want to be ready 2 weeks out, but you want to be ready like 3 or 4
I agree.
because I feel like you want to hold that condition for a bit, and you want to like that's the time where you're like, I can fill back out this muscle in time, and if I need to pull him back down, like I can.
Hmm.
But for a first prep, let's just get shredded as possible in the amount of time. And
What class is he doing?
I'm gonna have him do men's physique.
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, that way he doesn't have to learn a bunch of different poses and shit.
No, you're right.
If we work on him every single day, but like, you know, just get your feet wet.
It's tough to learn how to pose
Mhm.
like 10 weeks out.
You
Even
got
even just from a fatigue aspect, you know?
what's that?
Learning to pose, like if you're trying to learn to pose like for the first time and you're fatigued and beat up, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, you can't do that, bro. You got to be able to like learn how to pose like it's not like 16 weeks out in the
Yeah.
minute if you're like gonna be competing in a bodybuilding or classic and having a routine, nailing poses and holding poses. But I'll run them through and like run them through like some rounds of just front back, front.
Mhm.
Okay, hold that, change this, you know. But yeah, he'll do good. What I was thinking though is like I may even like as I've seen like what I was saying with Tampa is that I've seen the show is getting more and more competitive. Like I mean we've talked about it every week, every other show has been like,
Yeah.
fuck dude, this show's lights out. Like Universe was lights out. I mean all the national shows are pretty much lights out at this point.
North Americans is gonna be wild in 3 weeks.
Yeah. The other one that was just a week or two ago, USA's, right?
Yeah.
That was lights out. Tampa was, I mean, dude, like the classic division was very, like, I went to it last year. It was shit
Yeah.
compared to what it was this year. Like, there was like 5 or 10, like, really solid physiques, like, from what I saw. And then, like last year, there was like one or like maybe two, like, but like people have had more time. And like, then I'm seeing like wellness chicks, like, they're ready now, like,
Yeah.
they've taken like an off season and like they're built, like wellness came out in like 2020 was the first year. Classic kind of like got slowly going, but it wasn't there yet. Like men's physique was really, really big. Classic was kind of just getting started. And
Hmm.
now classic is probably the biggest division at every show, it seems like.
Yeah. You're right.
And then I would say men's physique, and I would say bodybuilding, but it also depends on the show you're at.
That's true.
Hmm. But even the bodybuilders at Tampa, look, I mean, there are some decent bodybuilders too.
Yeah, the guy that won the overall, he was the black guy won. He had really good lines, and he wasn't in bad shape either.
Yeah, and then Florida State was just this weekend too, and they looked like. I mean, I saw that show last year. It was more competitive than Tampa last year, and it was even more competitive looking this year. So, like, part of me is like, take another 2-3 months of extra time off season, compete like in the thick of the actual season,
Yeah.
and then I might even look at doing Hurricane next year.
Yeah.
I like that venue a lot. It's a
Is that
nice,
in St. Pete?
yeah. It's down the street.
Okay.
It's a good show. It's a sweet venue. Um, and then like that would set me up to go to nationals. Like because then I'd be like, okay, if I win that, like I'm then 4 or 5 weeks out of nationals.
Yeah.
And that's really like what you would need at that point to
You'll
like
be fresh on the judge's mind too.
you could what?
You'll be fresh on the judge's
Oh
mind
yeah,
too.
yeah. If some of those guys are at
Yeah.
at nationals, how many judges are at nationals? Is it 5 or is it 7?
7, I believe.
It's like 7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that might be the map. I might look at even doing Tampa next year, bro. Just like you
For
know,
sure.
I'm looking at getting into some bigger amateur shows, and then pro card is definitely still like on the as a goal, but pro level physique is also there. And like I'm not 100% like I do want to do men's physique, but I also like want to do classic. Like, I want to bodybuild and stuff too.
Long term, I think you're going to be a classic competitor.
Yeah. These guys are big though, man. Like even
I
guys
know.
that I thought would be like in that top 5, like some guys from Tampa, like not even in the top 5, like for the pros, you
Yeah,
know.
Logan Guthrie, I remember he look by himself, he looks crazy.
Dude,
But
I thought he would like have taken the whole entire show.
he was like 13th, I think.
I don't know. I didn't see his placing, but like
Yeah.
there's another level, but then as you're in the pros, there's like 10 other fucking levels,
Yeah.
you know?
It's a
So that's
different
the
game.
other thing. It's like, okay, well, yeah, like I like go and do May, junior, junior national or
I think junior nationals is first.
junior nationals, yeah, whatever show it is. I turn pro. Okay, I'm not competing as a pro for like a year and a half at least,
Yeah.
versus like, okay, take another 3 months while you're still in an off season, and
Yeah.
they're like that would equate to like that half a year, you know, like that 3 months of like staying in the off season is equivalent to like 6 months of coming out of a show, rebounding, health phase,
Oh yeah.
then going back into like your off season again.
100%.
So it's like it is a longer play, but it's a shorter. It's actually hitting like a speed ramp. Like
Yeah.
it's taking like the freeway versus taking like the back roads through town.
Yeah.
Even though like yeah, you're gonna avoid some tolls and shit. Like
Yeah.
I know this analogy's gone fucking crazy, but
I'd rather pay the tolls.
wait, you don't pay tolls?
Now I'd rather pay tolls than like take the back streets and like your
Yeah,
trip like 30 minutes longer.
traffic or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that. I'd rather fucking get on the tollway.
Yeah. Come on.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see if we finish this out. So we got shoulders, we got legs, we got chest. Now this is gonna be, I think, pretty straightforward for back day, man. I say we got to start out with the
You
legs.
need to share your screen again.
Oh yeah, here.
I'm actually going to pee real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go for it, bro. All right, let me get this shared up again. Sorry, I'm not a very good host. Sometimes I am. Thanks for chilling with us.
All right.
Cool.
So we've got back and then arms, right?
Yeah, so I'm thinking we start off the back day with the hammy stuff.
Okay.
So we're looking at 6 sets total. Um,
You want to warm up with maybe like a lying leg curl?
yeah, I like the lying leg curl. You don't do those anymore, do you?
I actually did them not this week, but last week I did single leg.
What
Nothing like single
single?
leg on the line. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Nothing crazy like weight wise. I think I went to like 40 pounds, but just like really slow and controlled. And I really liked it.
Yeah. Which one? Did you do the one at advance?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one, man. I mean, I'm pretty used to it by now. But like I know how to set it up exactly how I want it to. One thing you can do with that too is set where the like how it says like A B C D E F,
Yeah.
like you set it a little bit higher and just go for the contraction. Like
That's why I think that's how I hurt my back initially because I
do
used
you
to
have it
always
too
put it
low?
as low as possible. Yeah.
Yeah, you
And I
don't
think
need
that's what
to.
fucked me up.
Yeah, with that, it's like you wouldn't do like a preacher curl and like fucking
Yeah,
rack out
you're
your
right.
arm like that. Like it's a great way to tear a fucking bicep. Oh fuck, dude. Man, I'm glad I'm like fucking tear free. Like, I mean, other than this little pec thing, like, couldn't imagine tearing a bicep or a pec.
Oh, God, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Just don't fucking rush those weights. Like I don't know. I feel like old saying that now. Like I'm like 20. I'm only 26, but like
It's smart.
the
I'm
only
telling
thing you
you.
want to fucking do. It's like, but like, there's the other side is like, don't be a fucking pussy either.
Yeah.
So it's hard to like you gotta figure out where that is and don't learn the hard way. Get as much as you can out of it, dude. Like when I like brought back my training a bit, scaled back my weights and connected more, I made much better gains. You got more to give in those lighter weights, basically.
100%.
You got more to fucking give. And if you you should feel fucking like you should feel dead after a set. Like I don't know. I take a lot pretty much all my sets. Like I'm training pretty much 2 sets per exercise. Or on my final set. I'm taking it to failure. You know? Then I know. Then I know based off that failure set, okay, I got 6 more reps past like the prescribed rep. I need
Yeah.
to go heavier on my first few sets. You know?
Yeah. I don't think you should ever leave an exercise without at least taking one set to failure.
Yeah. Take at least one your last set to failure, I would say. Um Same thing with this program, guys. So if it says 10 to 12, and it's that last set, you have 13, you have 14, you have 15, you keep going. Or you reassess that set. Like, did you cheat the reps? Did you, not execute as good as you could have? Did you not make it really as hard as possible?
Yeah.
Then fix that next week. Okay, so back ham RDL. So yeah, let's start with a lying curl. So we got lying curls. Then I'd say RDL, and then I'd say we come back to seated ham curl.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, can never have enough fucking hamstrings.
No.
Like
It's
seriously,
impossible.
can never have too big of hamstrings. So then straight into back.
You
So
want to
we're
start off
looking
with
at
that chest pad row
yeah,
overhand?
chest supported T-bar row,
Yeah.
overhand. We're gonna hit more upper back. Okay, and then I say from there we go into some lat work.
Yeah.
Uh, do you do any single arm pull down stuff?
Not right now a ton.
You're
I
doing
was doing a lot of like the single arm underhand, the hammer strength.
I like that one.
I was doing a lot of that, like
Mhm.
maybe 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah, I do like that one a lot. Um, I think that's a good one, dude. I think that's a good hard one to start out with.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, let's do. I like to get that one out of the way because honestly, doing two sets of those I'm like, fuck, I gotta do another one after that first one.
Yeah, I mean it's 4 sets if you think about it between each arm. You're doing like
Mhm.
4 all out sets.
Yeah, that's the thing with back though, man. Like, I have to hit a lot of single arm stuff.
Yeah.
Like to really get my lat, shortened fully and then stretch out. I like single arm a lot. Single arm underhand hammer strength. Um, sort of what I like to do sometimes with back is go to like an upper back movement, and then I like to go to a lat movement, and then upper back,
Mhm.
lat. Um,
Would you go into like some kind of either machine row or like cable row here?
well, yeah, I do like a row. Do you ever do close grip cable rows?
I really like that. I haven't in a while.
People
Um,
shit on them, dude.
that's one of my favorite movements with like the little D handle, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think you could use a D handle or like, I don't know. I guess use something to where like you can still get your elbows back.
Yeah.
I like those.
Like there's that one piece. It's like a neutral grip. It's maybe like 12 inches wide. You know that one? It's
Yeah,
like an
I,
open
I
handle.
I almost like the closer grip though because I feel like when I go too wide, I'm like getting more upper back. But if I'm close, I can
No,
like row like that in really hard.
I agree.
Like it's one of those movements that like people can really shit on. Like, oh well, you can't shorten your muscle like fully, but like the other, and then the same people say like, well, you get most of your stimulus in the lengthen range. Like,
Yeah,
what the fuck? Like, does it fucking matter if I can't shorten the muscle fully? Like,
exactly.
I'm already shortening the muscle doing the pull down. Like, not every exercise has to get to that shortened range. Not
No.
every exercise has to be hitting that lengthen range. Like you don't have to have full range of motion on every single exercise. But now they'll say, well, then why are my half-ass squats not working? Like, because you're supposed to fucking squat all the way down.
Yeah,
Like that's an exercise where you're supposed to. Doesn't mean you have to come all the way. Like you're not shortening your quad on a hack squat. Like I'm
yeah.
not coming to the top and locking out my quads like a leg extension.
Yeah.
I'm coming like 75, 85% of the way, coming and going back down, keeping tension, right?
Same thing with something like a dumbbell fly. You're not going to bring the dumbbells together, hold them together, and squeeze. You're
I
going to come
try,
up
dude.
like 80% and go back down. You know?
I've done both. Well, like I've done both because that movement, yeah, you're mostly training the because this is dropped off here. There's nothing really hold. You can hold this all day. You
Yeah.
can't hold this all day.
Yeah.
So there's the most tension here, right, in that stretch. I try to do that because then what I'll do is I'll do a little press in a dumbbell fly.
Okay.
And I think like I never did dumbbell flies before, but I never had like a great chest. Chest was like one of my lagging body parts in the beginning. But until like I saw it in my plan, Nick Trigili put it in my plan, like 4 sets of 12 to 15 dumbbell flies.
Hmm.
I was just trying to connect with them. So I started real light and I built up and I was like 15s, 20s, 25s or whatever, 30s. And then I started like kind of giving it a little push, a little press. And like, I mean, dude, I feel like my upper chest is like pretty thick. Like,
Yeah.
and I think it might be because of that. I really noticed my chest took off that summer
Oh, that's
trip
interesting.
doing dumbbell flies. Yeah. I'll show you it sometime how I do it.
Okay.
See it and just tell me what you feel. Um, Single arm underhand hammer strength, high row. Let's do close grip cable row. I like to hit these heavy too.
Yeah. Same.
I'm gonna go like 8 to 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's hit an upper back exercise. So, I mean, I would I would almost say, well, Really, what's kind of missing here is we've rode from high,
Hmm.
from straight. Now we could roll low to high, and that's gonna hit more like upper trap.
Yeah.
Did you ever use that low row machine?
At advance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Do you do it single arm or you do both arms?
I've done both.
Uh
The
huh.
only I prefer both, but the only issue is getting both of my straps on,
Oh,
especially if you're going heavy.
yeah, you use straps on it.
Yeah,
I like that for both. I think that would add a lot of really good thickness to your back that way. One thing I think,
especially like when the handles are at like the lengthened position, you feel like your whole back is like lit up, like from your traps, like down to your like mid back and your lats.
yeah, and there's your man, we might need another back exercise in here. I like two sets of low rows.
Yeah.
Um, okay, let me see. Let's see. We got 18 sets, so let's start mapping out the sets.
Okay.
One set, um, I like 10 to 12, and I would hold the last rep for 3 to 5 seconds, just to wake the hamstrings up. Really. Then RDLs, I just like 2 sets of 10 in here.
Yeah.
I don't need to be taxing yourself like crazy. Seated ham curl. Then we're gonna go three. I'd say we just do our straight sets, 10 to 12.
I like that.
We already hit a drop earlier that week, so let's just hit get to that bigger number and hit it hard. Stay in that like higher number. You know what I really like? Let's do 10. Let's just do 10. 2 second contraction.
Okay. I've actually been throwing those in recently on mine, the seated leg curls.
What's that?
I've been doing that with mine recently, holding the contraction at the top for a 2 count.
At the top
Yeah,
or at the squeeze?
at the top.
Okay.
So or at the contraction point, I should say.
So when it's stretched, or are you squeezing it?
When I'm squeezing it, so at the contraction.
Okay, yeah, I really feel like that lights them up really good. I did them at Crunch on Crunch's hamstring curl, and that shit lit them up, dude.
Really?
Yeah, that one that fucking swings with you.
I like that one.
I know you like that one. Like I did lit my hamstrings up, so I can't.
Everyone I talk to hates that machine. I don't know why I like it.
It digs in your hamstrings.
Yeah, it really does.
Like like your bicep, like that piece here. Fuck. Like
Yeah.
Like the peak part.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's doing this into my like hamstring on that machine.
Yeah.
It's like making that like that extra like little squeeze there for some reason.
Almost like digging out like the groove, like the tip of it where it attaches.
Yeah. It like pulls under you almost.
Yeah.
It's a good one. It doesn't feel good on your shins, but
that's a good point. Yeah.
That's the only gripe I really have with it. All right, chest supported T-bar row overhand grip. I mean, honestly, for the back day, I like 2 sets almost just for about everything.
Same.
I think these should be kind of heavy.
8 to 10? Or would you even go down to 6?
Well, it's overhand. I like 8 to 10. That's a good start. It's gonna light the back up really good.
Yeah.
Single arm underhand. These are tough, dude. I like 10 to 12 on these.
That was my first thought too.
I think you got to hit a little bit more volume because you're going single arm. And just push it. But that 12th rep is fucking hard. Close grip cable row, heavy again.
Yeah, 8 to 10. 2 sets.
10. Low row. Did we hit these a little more volume?
Yeah, I'd say so.
So what? 12. I think I don't like. I want to go heavy on these because I like that idea of stretching the back out. So
Yeah,
10 to 12.
Yeah, I would almost even do like a pause at the bottom of these, like in the stretch position.
I like that. What I try to do on the single arm high row is a 2 second pause in stretch as well. That rips
Okay, yeah.
that's dude. Now, dude, there's so many back movements that I really like. That's just a straight set. I really like for finishers for back. Okay, let me see how many we have so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we have four more sets we can throw in here. Um, so here's what I like. What like the few back movements that I like. I kind of like. I would like another direct lat movement
Hmm.
because this low row is gonna be a lot of upper back. The stretch is gonna hit a lot of lats. The cable row, we're hitting it in the stretch, which will hit a lot of lats, mostly lats, depending on how you set up. Like if you set up for a row like this,
Yeah.
I think you're gonna hit more like mid back, you know. But if you set up for a row more like kind of hunched over, rounding over, like you know, and rowing in like that, kind of letting the elbows flare, I feel my lats flare out a lot more that way.
I know we have a close grip seated row, but what do you think about like a close grip cable pull down?
Close grip, what?
Cable pull down.
Like a pullover kind of.
No, like actually like a lat pull down, but with the close grip handle.
Yeah. Um,
Do you do much of those?
I like it for. I like it as a finisher, like a higher rep thing.
Yeah, same.
Like I almost want to throw in one set of each of these exercises. Like I want to throw in one set of cable pullovers.
Okay,
I
yeah,
want to throw in one set of single arm rows. Like not necessarily a dumbbell row, but like a row, like a either like a seated cable row. I like that step back hammer row.
yeah,
I don't know how many gyms you can do that at because not a lot of gyms have that. A lot of gyms do have that machine though.
that's true.
I want to write that in because that's been a really good movement. So low row machine, step back cable row, one set, or no machine row, step back hammer strength row. I like. I mean, honestly, like everything here is almost a failure at this point. Just like fry the back out.
Yeah,
10 to 12, but like really, like this is your failure set. You gotta go to failure. Um, I like I like the close grip pull down. How many reps? Higher
uh,
rep?
I would say 12ish. I don't know if we want to take it all the way up to 15, but I would say 12.
I think 12 solid reps is good. Um, then we want to do those assisted pull ups.
Yeah, I would say maybe we could even do two sets of those, and that would be our 14 sets.
I think that's enough, dude. Yeah.
Because out of those three, if I was going to do two sets on any, it would be with the assisted pull up.
Yeah, I think that'd be most bang for your buck there. Like I was thinking like doing a pullover, but I think that doing the overhand or the single arm pull down lat like pull down or the single arm underhand hammer, you know, high row.
Hmm.
There's your stretch right there for your lat. Then doing a close grip cable row, there's your stretch right there for your lat. You know, you're already stretching the lats doing a um, close grip cable row. There's a lot of stretching going on. So Yeah, I don't even think like doing the pullover at that point is really necessary.
Yeah, I agree.
Assisted pull-ups you're gonna get more out of. And I'm thinking like to failure.
Yeah,
But like I want to give a rep range still. 10 to 12.
yeah, that's what I thought as well.
So still a good weight, but I'm trying to pull myself all the way into that bar. I'm trying
Yes,
to like as if I was trying to like hit like a back double bicep. Like I'm not gonna go like this. I'm gonna pull everything back and in and like
yeah.
pull down, or if I was pulling down. You know who talks about that in their training a lot?
Oh,
Seth Feroce.
okay.
Yeah, his training videos, he'll like explain things like, I'm when I'm trying to fucking feel a movement, I'm thinking about how I'm gonna be posing this on stage, and I think like some of the back stuff because I've always been like, oh, everything's got to be fucking heavy. Like I've seen people like train their back and
I've been
everything.
in that mindset for a
I
while.
think you
Yeah,
have to have some heavy shit for back because it's like one of those movements. Like it's like a big muscle group like that.
yeah.
But like same thing with quads. It's like, yeah, you got to have some heavy shit in there, but you got to have some leg extensions, and you're not gonna like kill leg extensions because there's so many little details in the back.
It's the amount of muscles that make up your back. It's really wild, really. I mean, you got like traps, rhomboids, teres, rear delts, spinal erectors,
Mm-hmm.
lat. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, dude, this is gonna be a really good back day. Um, damn, dude. Yeah, this is gonna be good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Man, dude, this fucking back day is
That's
gonna
good.
be lit up. The whole your hamstrings, your fucking yeah. Your back's gonna be really ready after doing those RDLs going into the overhand rows.
Yeah.
You know, you should be feeling really good by that point. Um, okay, now we got some arms, calves, and abs. 14, and so it's 20 sets total. One, two, three. Okay, so we're looking at like 7 and 7 for arms,
Okay.
and 3 and 3, or 3 and 3 for abs and calves.
I like that.
So I like to start with biceps before triceps.
Okay. I usually start the other way, actually.
Do you?
Why do you like to start with biceps?
So part of me, like, I mean, me personally, say like I do triceps and then I go lay on a preacher curl. Like my triceps
Okay.
are fried, like laying on
Yeah.
the, or it's almost like your quads are sore and going and laying on the lying hamstring.
Yeah. Good
You know?
point.
And then the other thing I've heard is like, if your tries or your elbows get jacked up, getting blood in the bicep will lubricate the
I
elbow.
have heard that. I
You
have
know?
heard that. Yeah.
hmm The other thing, though, what I don't like about my biceps being pumped when I'm doing triceps is when I'm pushing down, I feel like extending my arm like this when my
Uh-huh.
biceps pumped is um a little challenge. Like it's like I feel like I'm almost like gonna rip my bicep like when I'm stretching
Yeah.
out like this and I'm trying to hit triceps. What do you think about alternating between bis and tries?
I've tried that a few times. I feel like I don't get
Do you feel like
I
it
feel like
cools off too much?
yes. I feel like I almost have to warm up again with each exercise.
Yeah. I would maybe think about like interlacing the last exercise, like doing a tricep, then back to a bicep, then now fully on the triceps.
Yeah.
I would maybe think about doing that. Let's see. Um,
Let's start with biceps initially.
yeah, so I would get the biceps warmed up with something first before like jumping into anything.
Yeah.
But the first movement, I don't mind being a heavy movement.
Same.
So I've been doing close grip chin ups but we just hit back.
I was thinking that,
Yeah, so
but
we
that
just
was
hit back.
why I kind of shied away from it.
Yeah, we just hit back yesterday. So
Do you want to start with something like either a barbell curl or like a alternating dumbbell curl?
I almost like a standing alternating dumbbell curl.
Yeah.
And I think you can go pretty heavy on those too.
You can really kind of warm up well with them just from the nature of being like at the dumbbell rack. Like you can grab the 10s, the 15s, and kind of get a really good warm up in.
Yeah. So what are we thinking? 3x10 each arm, or let's map it out first because we have 7 sets for arms that we can do.
Okay.
So we could do 3, and then we can go 2 and 2.
That's kind of how I would structure it.
Okay. Okay. What's another bicep exercise we're thinking?
At some point, either if we have it here or last, I do like a hammer curl for biceps.
Yeah, I think you need to have a hammer curl and just for overall thickness, and we don't have that in yet. I would almost put it in second because the other exercise I'm thinking is either like a drag curl, which we did at the beginning of the week, or we do a like an overhead curl.
Okay.
Something to really just hit the peak at that point with like a little bit lighter weight.
Now, as far as the hammer curl, a lot of times I really like a rope cable hammer curl. But if we're going heavier, I really like. I mean, we're already at the dumbbell rack. We could do alternating hammer curls.
Yeah. I wonder if I know, like, I wonder if how it would feel to do like a you ever see people do like a preacher hammer curl or like
I like hammer curls on the preacher bench.
like on the angled one to where it's down like that and you're doing hammers?
Yeah, I've done that quite a bit.
I think that would be pretty good actually. I think
I really like this.
Now I don't think you have to come down all the way because it's that preacher. Like
yes,
you're fighting a pad. So coming down to 85-90%. I like 2 sets of that. So that would be it'd be 5, then 6, 7. So let's do single arm. Single arm?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we'll go 2 by. Stay at 10?
I think so.
Okay. And then let's do overhead.
Yeah, I was going to say, since we're already doing drag curls, I like the overhead curl here.
I think we should pump these out a little bit, maybe like 2 by 12 to 15.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, that's good. Okay, and then right into triceps. I really like that dip machine. But the other thing I like, we have dip machine over already. I would probably put some blood in the triceps first.
Press down of some sort?
I would probably go with a heavy press down.
Yeah, like a V-bar maybe?
Yeah. I like 3 sets of 10 there.
Yeah.
And
you want to put that dip machine here?
What's that?
You want to put that dip machine second?
I think for the like the lengthened exercise, because that's like when I get out of the dip machine is I'm fighting that up. Almost like fighting down like a close grip bench. I like the dead stop skull crushers from the floor.
Okay, let's do that. Go a little bit heavy here.
Yeah, let's go 2 by 10. What do you think? 2 by 10?
I like 2 by 10. Yeah.
Okay.
And we can bump the reps up a little bit here for dips.
Yeah. So do you want to go dips?
Or the dip machine. I'd go dip machine actually.
Yeah, I would say so too, because we already have like where we're squeezing out triceps in the beginning of the week, right? With what do we have? We got French press where we're going higher rep. We got long rope push down. So Yeah, I probably wouldn't throw in another squeeze. I think just to put fucking mass on the triceps, like
Yeah,
dip machine. I think that would be interesting, man.
I like
So
that for one day.
we got 2 by 10, like 12 to maybe a little higher,
Yeah, I
higher
would
rep.
say maybe either 2 by 12 or 2 by 12 to 15. I would maybe even just say 2 by 12 sounds good to me, actually.
I think so too. I think 15 is getting a little like it could get sloppy, you know. I think
Yeah.
you can put a really good 12 in there though. Okay, abs and calves. So I like this exercise. Let me pull it up. So John Jewett posted this the other day. This is another good video that he posted right here, this chest video. Check that out on his page, dude.
Okay.
Really really smart. I think this might be it. So see that?
Oh, okay.
It's like doing an ab and thigh. Now what it does is turns into a hip movement. We see butts moving back and forth without any trunk flexion. So pretty much it's your abs. It's just abs. It's not like your actual. Do you ever feel your hip flexors like hitting abs
Yeah.
or your
Especially like I used to do a lot of leg raises. It was almost all hip flexors.
Yeah, that just like fucking gets my hips clicking, dude. I don't like that shit. I mean, this is like really what you would want. The only other like the one exercise I do like for abs. How many sets are we talking here?
3, I think we've got.
3. The only other exercise I like for abs, which not everybody can do, is like reverse crunches on a decline bench or reverse
Yeah.
crunches on the floor. Because I feel like you're controlling the negative at that point a lot more.
Yeah.
And then you're controlling the contraction with like a crunch. And I just feel like it rips up my abs. And
I used to do a ton of those.
what'd you say?
I used to do a ton of those.
Would you do that for one set after like the crunches?
Yeah, I think that would be good.
Okay, let's do that. All
Like
right.
a really controlled set to finish with.
Yeah, so I'll write rope ab crunch on lat pull down. Seated rope ab crunch on lat pull down. I just like 2 by 12. Hold the contraction 2 seconds. Or more.
Can always go 3. Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah, let's do a 3 second
I would do a
contraction.
3 count. Yeah.
I'll put 3 plus because, like, I mean, if you're gonna be holding an ab and thigh, hold it. You know.
Yeah.
So then the next one would just be one set of reverse crunches on decline bench. That's just gonna be like 1 to 10. All right, 10 to 15.
Yeah.
You know, anywhere between there is good. Honestly, even 8. But you know,
Yeah. Especially if we're slow and controlled.
yeah. And then calves. I've really been liking let's do this for calves. Let's do 2 straight sets.
Okay.
Now, do you do seated calf? I mean, we could do a standing and then a seated, or we could do like a leg press and a seated, or we could do all seated, or we could do like all leg press, or we could
I
do a
think
standing calf.
I think you get your most bang for your buck either standing or leg press.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say either we could do 3 of those or do 2 of either of those and then finish off with 1 seated. Maybe like 2 sets of leg press calf, 1
I kind of
seated.
like the seated one.
Yeah.
Um, let's do 2 leg press calves. How many reps are we talking? We go 20.
Yeah,
Pump them out, and then I think a seated.
we could drop them down a little bit, even maybe like 15 hard reps.
Yeah, I like doing a contraction like at the top on the on probably the seated ones.
You could even go 12 to 15 if we're doing like a hold at
Yeah,
the top.
yeah. Let's do 1 by 12 to 15, 2 second contraction. And that'll wrap it up, dude. And then it's a rest day after that.
Then back to chest after that.
Yeah, then back to chest day. So I mean, that took quite a while to build the plan. I mean, we talked about a lot of stuff. Oh, here I wrote it in here, and I stopped sharing the screen. Just I'm looking at John Jewett's page. But let me add stop screen, present.
It goes to show you, though, there's a lot of things to actually consider when you're building a program. It's not just grabbing exercises and filling volume.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's how I like to build plans too, is like, how many sets am I going to do at first? Like, you know, this is 88 sets per week. We have the ways of making progress in here, how to break through a plateau. Pretty much what anybody's job at this point is now to get the most out of it. So that means just getting your nutrition right, getting your rest right, getting your water intake, you know, getting all those variables consistent. And then this program, you should be able to make tons of progress with for a long time.
Yeah, I was going to say for a long time.
Yeah, but there is a lot of thought that goes into it, because like what you were saying, I mean, um, if you just grab exercises, have you ever done like where you never have you ever like when's the last time you trained where you didn't follow a training program?
I don't remember.
You know that Sam Sulik kid?
Yeah, I just
He's,
watched
he's
one of
like
his videos today.
he's like 20. I like his videos. I was like, I'm gonna do some calf raises and then I'm gonna do no. He literally just goes straight into like probably barbell squats and then ham curls. You see how he does ham curls? Like he like hangs over the thing. You ever do that?
Yeah,
Like I don't. I've hung over the thing. I mean, I guess it's sort of setting up differently. It's just a little bit different versus you're really trying to shorten the muscle at that point. I feel
I'm
like.
gonna grab a charger real quick.
Yeah, dude. Go
Actually, I didn't like him at first, but then I actually like really started watching him, and I actually really like him. I mean, he seems like a really good guy.
I like his meme videos.
Yeah, like he's doing one every day, right?
Like there's like meme accounts like about him. It's like they're like, son, we need you out of the house by September.
Oh yeah, I have seen those.
And he's like, all I heard was bicep, and then it's just
Yeah, I've seen those.
like I don't know like who came up with that as being like the thing, but that shit's funny.
I had no idea he had the following he did, though.
Dude, yeah, he's blown up because he's sponsored by Hostile.
Yeah,
That's cool that like Fuad found out who he was and picked him up and signed him. Like
especially like he's never competed before.
He never competed. I mean, that's a lot of influencers though that have never competed and they get picked up because they just put out content, like. And like what he does, he's 20. Like he's got a fucking crazy physique. He's 20, 21 years old. Like he's a pretty much genetic freak. He's probably pushing gear pretty hard.
I think so.
He's probably at a gram or gram plus, maybe 2 grams of gear, like somewhere around there.
Yeah. What do you think he weighs?
Man, if he's like 6 foot or like 5'11" or 5'10", I would say he's either walking around between like 230 and like 250, maybe not 250. I would say he's probably looking around like 230, 240.
He's pretty lean.
He's fairly lean too, yeah.
He'll do well if he does compete, I feel like.
Yeah, I think it would be cool, man. Are you still thinking about Fuad's show? I mean, it's April,
Yeah, the only thing I've been considering is I'll have to travel for the national qualifier or the pro qualifier. I don't know if I want to travel again in the early year just to qualify. So that's kind of like the only kind of drawback I'm thinking.
Yeah, the only thing I think about like I think, oh well, yeah, like you should get used to flying for a show because if you have to fly for nationals, you'll know how to peak yourself. But like you fly 3 days before, like you're gonna be fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly out a week before the show just to be safe.
Fly out a week. Like the only thing I would like if you're flying from like Florida to like Utah or like Colorado or Vegas, like yeah, that might affect your look a bit because of the weather and the dehydration. So you might have to keep your water a little bit higher, like going into a
Yeah.
show versus competing in Florida. But like that's the only thing I would really think of as being a possible hindrance. But
Mhm.
a week's good. Get an Airbnb, go find a gym. I did that for Puerto Rico. I got there Tuesday. The show wasn't until Saturday.
That's good, dude.
The only mistake I made with that is I stayed in a place where it was like kind of a nightlife area. So
Oh
every
no.
night at 11, it'd be like, vroom, vroom, vroom.
Oh shit.
I was just like, fuck. Dude, I probably listened to like 50 fucking podcasts that week. Like, and
Really?
I would fall asleep with them in my head, like, or like I would listen to like rain sounds or something like that, just trying
I
to.
listen to podcasts to go to sleep. I
You
really do.
you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
Not bodybuilding ones because I've tried that and I end up
Told me
not being
that,
able to sleep.
Yeah.
So like some random topic like conspiracy theories or some history podcast, something like that.
What's this about the aliens that are like apparently have like came to Earth recently? Like, there's been a lot of UFO sightings.
They've been putting out like a lot of documents, right? Like old documents from the
Uh-huh.
CIA or stuff too.
Oh, okay. I've seen some funny memes about them. Like people are like, "Meet my alien." Yeah, that was like aliens. My alien sobbing. Yeah, that was Creed with open arms.
Oh, okay.
Or
What
like,
there was something like that woman on the airplane. What was that about? Where she said she sat next to a passenger that wasn't real or something. Did you see that?
he's not real. You're not really there or something. Like
Yeah, I saw. You know who Big Lenny is?
Big Lenny.
Yeah,
Yeah, he lives in Florida.
yeah. So someone put out a video where it like cut to him like on an airplane, like as part of the video.
That's funny. That's funny as fuck, dude. Yeah. Um. But yeah, my mom lives in down in Dallas. I probably worked out at that LA or that like World Gym or something down
Yeah,
there.
in Delray Beach, right?
Yeah, have you ever got Order 66?
No, I love all that shit there, dude.
It's in Nova.
Yeah, I was like big time into the Delray Misfits.
Yeah, they're funny, bro. It's like The Office for like fucking like a fitness channel.
Big Lenny and then Big Richard,
Uh-huh. Bro,
Brad.
Big Lenny's a fucking crazy fuck. Like he had like a raw egg like shell. And he like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's just the level of delusion. Like it's just
700 pounds ripped.
huh?
700 pounds ripped.
It's good to have a little. I don't know, like you. It's like delusion. It's like you gotta believe in yourself a little bit. Like
Yeah, a little bit of healthy delusion isn't bad.
yeah, you gotta have like some like because delusion is really just like taken to the extreme of like you see something that's not really there. Yeah, but like everything that has ever been there has to have been like thought of or conceived before it becomes.
Oh yeah,
So yeah.
like the first person that invented like a moving picture electricity was delusion before it ever happened.
Yeah. What's your shirt this week?
This is just like a champion shirt.
Champion?
Yeah, I got it from like it was one of those like not Goodwill, but like a place like that just has like
Consignment shop?
Yeah.
You could find some cool stuff in there,
They
bro.
actually have really big. I don't know, but they tend to have actually really big sizes. This is, I think, like a 4X. But like regular places don't really have a lot of big shirts.
And sometimes you might pay more for a bigger shirt too.
Yeah, I think it was like $8 or something.
Yeah. You have any Gasp clothing?
I've got one shirt.
Yeah, they've got oversized stuff.
Yeah. Did you see that video that Mike Van Wyck put out about?
Yeah. I'm not making that shit. I know what brand makes it, and like,
yeah.
You think you're gonna buy a 4XL? It's like,
yeah.
You look like you're dating the guy.
Yeah, you look like the Gasp guy's girlfriend.
Yeah. I wanna buy some of his shit, dude. This shit's funny.
Actually, I know he kind of knocks on it, but I do kind of like not super oversized, but I like baggier
Hmm.
shirts. You know?
Yeah, yeah. I bought a pink shirt, um, in Texas because I was sweating my fucking ass off. Like I got, well, this was a few weeks ago when I was taking the DNP. I took like 400 milligrams. I took 200 milligrams before the plane. Like the thing
Well,
about the DNP is that it makes you so fucking hungry after the fact. You crave carbs and your body can't use them, and then you burn them, and then it's like, well, I can just eat more anyways
yeah,
because you don't fucking use any of it. You cannot gain weight on it.
it's
It's
crazy.
like you just sweat it out like crazy. And I didn't even I brought like a backpack because I went and visited my dad, and I was like experimenting with it that week, and I took one that morning, had pancakes for breakfast, and then got on the plane. And then I started getting super hungry, and then I got to Texas. My flight was delayed, and I'm like, by the time I got on the plane, dude, I was like sweating through my shirt. So then I bought a shirt in the Dallas airport for like
I mean,
$60. It's like a pink shirt. I was like, all
that's
right,
so funny.
yeah, um,
I was telling my girlfriend this story the other day. I was working at like LA Fitness,
yeah.
and I forget what happened. Like for whatever reason, I either like ripped my shirt or spilled something on it, and I had to get like another shirt. And so there was like a dollar store next door, and I went in. The only shirt they had it was this 5X purple women's cut T-shirt, and I just bought that and wore it the rest of the day at work.
Do you still have it?
No,
Do you ever
but
just donate clothes and stuff?
yeah, I donate like we just donated a bunch the other day, but it was we get like a flyer. It's like something for the Salvation Army does like local pickups
Oh, good.
where you
Yeah,
can just put it on the curb like every
that's
couple
cool.
months and they'll take it.
Yeah, I'll go find one of those like boxes, those blue boxes. Sometimes just like I don't need like all these fucking shirts. Just get rid of them.
I've got way too many shirts as it is.
Dude, the Salvation Army though, or like those consignment shops, like you could find some decent stuff in there. Sometimes it's just like a good gym shirt.
Oh yeah,
One time I found I found this shirt that just says rice on it. It's like Rice College or whatever. But I was like,
uh-huh.
I eat rice. Like
That's funny.
we were supposed to go like kayaking, and like it started raining, and we had them like to tank tops and like bathing suits. I'm like, it's fucking kind of getting cold out because it's raining, and then like can't really just like walk into a restaurant like you know
With a wet tank top.
yeah so um went to a consignment shop, found this shirt, cut the neck out of it too because
Uh-huh.
remember like collared like shirts like or like not a collar but like when it's too bunched up in the neck,
Yeah,
and then I use it as a cardio hoodie, dude. It's perfect.
that's
You
yeah.
know?
There's a lot of. I used to go to Goodwill like every week, like during one of my preps.
Yeah.
It was just something to do. Like I would
Dude,
go, I
it's
would walk
fun.
around, I'd get
It's
some steps
actually
in.
fun. Yeah, and you could actually take your girl there and like, all right, look, pick out something, close your eyes, fucking just go down the aisle, fucking
Yeah,
we're wearing that, and then you pick me out something, we go out on a fucking date, like,
that's funny.
dude, I forgot about that. That's a really good idea though.
They've
I,
got some like nice stuff though. Like there was this. I still kind of kick myself. There was this pair of like leather white Adidas
mhm.
that was like my exact size. They look brand new, and I was like, the line is like 30 people deep. Like I'll come back tomorrow and get them. And I came back tomorrow, and of course they were gone.
Yeah, they're pretty quick. I like shirts like that though. My buddy earlier was like, he's like, I want to get this shirt that says "Sorry, princess, I only date crack whores." Like that shit that like you see,
Yeah,
like what the make you take a second look. I have a shirt that says "Certified Cougar Tamer" on it.
that's funny.
I want to get some more of those shirts that just like what the fuck does that say?
Yeah.
It's just like I don't know, like sometimes do you ever feel like being like a bigger person, like just being jacked, like people like, dude, how are you so fucking jacked? Like you'd rather not really talk about that. Like or like you probably get asked, what do you bench? Like, I don't
Oh
fucking
God.
it's like,
Yeah.
like, I don't bench.
500. I'll just
Yeah.
give some random ass number
Yeah.
just to end the conversation. Because if you
Yeah.
say, "Oh, I don't barbell bench," then it'll just
Yeah.
spark
And
a
then you have to
conversation.
explain why you don't. And it's like, it's just, yeah, I almost would rather have a shirt that says like, "Sorry, princess, I only date crack whores."
That
Like,
way they're asking about the shirt rather than
yeah,
something workout related.
yeah, because every time I go out, it's like, "You're jacked as fuck, bro. What do you?" It's like I don't even feel that way.
Oh,
Like
I don't either.
not like it's like I don't know. Maybe it is body dysmorphia. I'll look back in 20 years from now and like, oh fuck, I was pretty jacked. You know, like it's like when you look back on your prep, you're like, I was that fucking lean. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like I didn't feel like that. Like, so I guess it is sort of like some like light body dysmorphia, but like it's because you're in the thick of it. You're not seeing it from the stands. You know.
No, you're right.
But yeah, man. That's that'll dude. We might have to make some shirts soon. First, I'm gonna get a few myself to get some inspiration, and then
Yeah. Think of some ideas.
yeah, just stupid ones. just like I don't know. I think that'd be a good idea. Just stuff that has like very minimal context or relation to like the bodybuilding, but like just like Mike Van Wyck, to where like some of his stuff is like gym related.
Yeah.
I think is good, but like, yeah, I gotta go check out his site and just see what he
It's
has.
almost like inside jokes, kind of sort of related to bodybuilding, but still kind of random.
Yeah, or I don't know if I think he made one that says hyper responder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yo, why are you so big? What do you bench? Hyper responder.
Yeah.
I'm 35. I'm just a hyper responder.
Yeah.
Are you on steroids? Hyper responder.
Hyper responder. Just creatine.
Creatine, dude. Just have fun with it, because like when you're shredded as fuck, like bro, I don't have the energy to talk about how much I fucking bench.
Oh God. Yeah.
I'd rather just like have fun with it and make a joke, you know, at that point.
Yeah.
So
At least that way you entertain yourself a little bit.
yeah, man. Have fun. That's it. All right, guys. So whoever wants the plan, it's getting emailed to whoever drops their email in the caption or in the comments below. So this is a solid plan. I mean, you could probably go through this episode and screenshot it, but if you would like this personally emailed to you, honestly, I might just email it out as this, as just a PDF.
Yeah.
Pull it up, save it to your iPhone, follow it, stick to it. Let me know what your results are, and you know we love to hear your feedback. And then any other comments or questions, comment them down below. And then if you want a T-shirt soon,
Yeah.
we'll see what we come up with.
Yeah. That'd be good.
Cool, bro. I'm gonna go
Another
eat.
good episode, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got 2 more meals. I'll eat one now, and then I'll sleep for a while, and then I'll eat another one.
What time are you getting up in the morning?
Like 7:45.
Yeah, and then you just go through the day.
Yeah. What about you?
Tomorrow, first client's at 6:30.
Oh.
And then I come home though. It's like in 30 minutes. I come home, I eat, I hang out, watch a little TV,
Oh, okay.
do whatever I gotta do in the morning, and then one at 9 to 9:30, and then one at like oh no, I don't even have one at 11 tomorrow. He's out of town. So yeah. Dude, training is like the
That's great.
fucking job ever.
That's awesome, dude.
I could probably fill up another like 3 or 4 more clients and still be like having a lot of flexibility.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah. But yeah, bro, good episode, man. Long one, but
Awesome stuff, though.
yeah. All right, dude. Guys,
All right, brother. I'll see you.
man, I'll catch you, bro.